5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's up, all you crazy capitalists, you witty whiskey enthusiasts? Welcome to the Whiskey Capitalist Podcast. I am Ian.
And I'm Shawn.
And we also have Josh Lekach. I'm saying it correctly, right?
Yeah, that's how. Yeah, it's good.
All right, so we have Josh Lekach on the show. We'll let him introduce himself in just a second. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, follow, and comment down below. Also, go to solo.to/thewhiskeycapitalist for all of our links and ways to stay up to date with us. And go to bit.ly/thewhiskeycapitalist merch to check out our fully stacked merch store. All right, tonight, whenever you're watching this, we're going to be talking with Josh about being banned from Patreon.
All right,
overnight, right?
What happened?
It was kind of an overnight thing with the Patreon, right?
Well, I never had any strikes, and I was on there for 2 years. And the moment after, an hour after appearing on InfoWars, I get a notification from them that they have cashed out my account. They sent me all the money I had in there to PayPal, and then
yeah. Thanks for playing. Thanks for playing.
Paid you, which is good. I mean, that would have been kind of shitty if not.
Yeah.
All right, so with that, we're gonna be kind of interviewing Josh. Also, we're gonna be talking about Lizzo playing James Madison's Flute, Billy Eichner, and the new gay rom-com Bros that flopped in the box office, Kanye West and Candace Owens with the White Lives Matter stuff, and Elon Musk's Twitter buyout that just went through, along with some other stuff. But with all that, we're going to run to the intro, guys. Here we go.
Who else in the level crowd say yeah?
Look at that big, juicy booty.
Hot like a tamale.
Be offended.
Do you love black people? Negro.
You know the thing.
Here, next.
Don't be rude. You ain't black.
Shawn Cav.
You're going to have a flame coming out of your butthole.
Heartfelt.
A man and a woman.
It's always fun.
Every time. I always take a drink too, right before the buttholes part, and it's not a good idea.
Well, anyway, thanks for joining us today, Josh. I appreciate you taking some time to join us. If you want to give us a little intro, that you feel comfortable with, kind of like introing like the wrong opinion, and we'll get into some other questions as well.
Yeah, I host a show called Wrong Opinion, and then sometimes I guest host on InfoWars because I do want them to hire me, and
that would be a great step up for sure. I think that's a hell of a network.
That'd be kind of the dream, It's going there to guest host and then coming back to my show. It's like you got a taste of a private plane, and then now you're back at coach, and it's fine. You still get to travel. It's fine. But
you also had basically Jamie's. Hey, Jamie, just pull that up for me real quick. So they were doing the work for you.
Well, but the thing is that I was slightly under the assumption that they would just give me stories to talk about, which that kind of would that would have been nice. But I do like to curate. I have a specific style of what I cover. And I thought, they're just going to give me stories, right? And I have to kind of give them my take on it. No, first of all, no one tells you what to do or say there. So
that's good.
For people,
weird, like free speech or something, right?
Well, no, but for people who think that it's controlled opposition and that he's a Fed and all that. First of all, he's not. Alex Jones is going through the ringer right now. They're trying to destroy his whole life. So clearly he's not. But also, no one's giving you top down advice or directions or anything. The only thing when I was there last, the only thing they said not to talk about was the trial because the enemy is watching. Millions of people were watching, and I just couldn't talk about that. I couldn't get them in trouble, especially since I wasn't. I'm not an employee of InfoWars.
I'm sure there's legal implications with it too. Anything on his network, you know what I mean?
Well, not only that, you have to remember that the fact that they were bringing up current episodes in the trial for him,
right?
That.
I didn't want to inject myself into that. So that was amazing. But I still had to compile all the stories I wanted to talk about and all that. But you're right. The producers are there. They pull up everything. They, you say something and it's immediately on the screen behind you. It's very seamless. But my show is more, what shoestring production? I don't know what you would call it, but I film here on my iPhone. I have these lights I got on Amazon. I do have a nice real background, which is Costa Rica behind me. But like yesterday I did my show. I had technical difficulties and I didn't know until after. I have my mic here and I thought the episode was going to sound good and then for some reason it cuts out 2 minutes in, no idea why, and then the whole episode is kind of ruined, but I still have to upload it,
Yeah.
People I'm behind a paywall. People expect me to release things at a certain time. But back to who I am and why anyone should care. You don't have to. I'm not an expert. That's the thing. I'm not an expert. I'm just a normal guy who sees the world and everything's gone awry. Everything's crazy. And I'm not afraid to, voice my wrong opinions. I'm not afraid of cancellation. No one can fire me because actually Patreon when they ban me, but then I'm on Gumroad, you can't kill me unless you actually kill me.
Yeah.
And I won't stop because I'm not worried about corporate America. I'm not worried about things boomers are worried about. So what people like us do, and I think the value we really create is the fact that we're able to be these vessels for people who can't really say what they really believe, what they really think and believe, and they're just afraid. And I think that the more of us that come up and make these shows, I think the more courage we're going to give to people who, feel like they can't voice their opinions.
Yeah, it's like it's cathartic for people that can't, like you said, that can't speak up, can't say anything because they have a corporate job or they have a job that they don't want to get fired from. And they have, support their families and stuff, and they like live vicariously through us. And what I would say about your setup is it's like a whiskey capitalist setup. It's very, it's very, very, DIY, I guess.
Well, that's what he's trying to get at with the whole thing, and pulling himself up by his bootstraps. That's what you were going for before, Josh. You were going bootstraps, like shoelaces. What were you going for?
No,
like,
isn't it like a thing, shoestring production or so? I know that it's not the.
Yeah, there is a shoestring production. You're right. There is that. But I was like, you're pulling yourself up by your bootstraps. You're doing it yourself, and you're doing all the work, and you're getting like everything kind of like pre-production wise. Like I remember doing that on OBS before when I was doing like just sipping with Shawn, like its own like podcast show, and when I was doing that, like it's a ton of work ahead of time, like at least like just grabbing clips and finding like images, and then like you're just gonna go on a rant for 20 minutes about some like 15 second long like video you found on Twitter or something.
yeah that's how it is. And I mean, on the days I don't do shows, I'm still on Twitter all day long, or Telegram or Instagram. I also have to be my own marketer. I have to try to bother people to subscribe to my show. I mean, like I don't even hide the fact that that's what I do. Like I literally will DM everyone who liked a post on Instagram and be like, hey, subscribe to my show. And the thing is if you get 4% of the people you DM, that's, it could be a good amount of people that you got that day. So, you do what you have to do. And especially when you're behind a paywall, like you guys are on YouTube still, but there's no way I
for now, after this episode, you were probably not
probably, but for me, there's no way I can be on YouTube. And it's just, I'm one strike away and I never post anything there. So I have to live behind a paywall and it's kind of tough because you kind of have to just tell people, hey, I exist. And not only do I exist, but I think I'm better than a lot of people who do this.
Yeah. And it's also it's great. Like what you were talking about, having us, my mouth is like covered by our logo.
Do you want to take it down? I'll take it down.
Yeah. That'd be cool. So what you were saying about us being able to speak out and do all that, it is great. But with YouTube and with Rumble and with all these different platforms, the market is kind of saturated by it too. So it's hard to, it's hard to stand out, I guess. You got to find that niche.
Yeah. I mean, like, again, I think that even if you have 1,000 dedicated viewers or something like that, that's good. That's good. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter if the market's oversaturated or anything. Just even like you said before, it's cathartic. Like even for yourself, just to be able to do something like this once or twice a week or whatever, and just get everything off your chest. And not only that, but you finesse your points and your arguments by doing these sorts of shows. And then when you have to talk to someone in real life and try to convey your message, you're on top of your game because of this. You're flexing your muscle. You're working out your muscle.
Yeah, actually, that brings up a great point. Like, there's a lot of people that I know personally that I have all these types of conversations with, political stuff or just pop culture, whatever's going on, or we just bring up the bullshit that's going on in the world. And they always think that I'm really well read. In fact, I'm just like half retarded and I'm just like drunk half the time as well. But this, like when I'm doing this, like I'm just kind of like, no, I dive into what's happening and I just kind of like absorb as much as I possibly can. So like I don't know, and also it is like cathartic, and it's like a little bit like relieving to just talk about it with other people, and like also just being brave enough to be out there on the internet saying these types of things. Like I do hope that does inspire other people to do the similar type of thing. Just like whether it's just being more outspoken at work or just like in their public life and whatever it might be. Like however it translates into their own personal lives, I want people to be more comfortable in their own skin with how they feel about things, because there's stupid shit like the Bros movie where I'm like, hey, you know what, this is dumb. Like why the fuck are we even considering this like a pop culture type thing?
Well, I'm glad they made that movie. I love that.
You love it. I'm sure you do.
No, I love that they made it.
Horrible movie, but that it's put out there. It's like one of those things like all like people on the left and all that, they want to cancel people and deplatform people and all this, and it's like, dude, I might disagree with the shit that Sam Cedar says or that H3 says or any of these people say, but I would rather them be there so I can hear their shit takes and I can know what they're saying so I can have a way to combat it, because if not, they're put in a hole and you can't monitor it.
But also the fact that they by putting out these things, they're in such a bubble that they think a gay romantic comedy will do well. Like that's how much in a bubble they are. And they didn't make that movie with the intention of opening with 4.7 million. They made that with the intention of doing at least 20 million. So the fact that they made that thinking that it would be a success with all the great reviews and the audience score and all of that, it just affirms what we're doing and the fact that we are the majority, they are the minority, but they don't even know that. And the thing is, they think they're the majority because of the constant cheating that they do. But you can't cheat the box office. The box office doesn't lie. They should have released it on Netflix, and they could have said it was a massive success, and we would have been like, "Oh, okay, I guess it was a massive success."
They absolutely could have just lied to us about it in that sense, or they just tell us that it was total massive success, like you said.
Yeah,
but go ahead.
But they canceled themselves. That's it. I like them talking because they cancel themselves with their idiocy. So that movie coming out in it didn't come out in like 1,000 theaters, where it was a conservative amount of theaters, let's just see how it does and expand it. They do that with indie movies. Mm-hmm. No, they put it in 3,000 theaters. It's like a Marvel movie. They thought this was going to be a massive success. And I called it. I said this on my show. I said, it's going to be an utter failure because what you're doing is you're trying to make a broad comedy, but the story is for a niche audience. You're talking about like less than 1% of the whole population in the country, and then you forget the fact that you can't release this in China, you can't release this in we're in a global world right now. And you can't release it in any of these countries. It just shows how stupid these people are.
Yeah, well, actually, I did this today while I was thinking about this stuff. And so earlier today, I did a poll and I was just asking people like, hey, like straight white males, who actually wants to go see a rom-com without being prompted by their wife or girlfriend? And one of the yeses was actually a mistype where they were like, oh, I didn't understand the question. So 1 of 13 votes actually wanted to go see a rom-com by themselves. And I'm like, I bet you that person probably wasn't that straight.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, I don't know.
It's like, well, guys, maybe. Because like Billy Eichner, when he was in Parks and Rec, like his character was annoying, but I was like, he played it well, and I thought it was funny. It was funny, yeah.
And like I've told you this, Shawn, plenty of times, but not to Josh, but like my mom and my dad were both hairstylists when and that's how they met. And then got drunk and oops, I'm an accident. And then and like my middle name is named after a gay dude. I worked at a gay bar for a while. So like I've been around the industry. I'm just trying to say everything to push off, me being gay. So, but like I understand like the culture. I've been around it. It's like not that big of a deal to me. And so when I saw the trailer, I was like, oh, that doesn't look like too bad. Like some of that shit some of those situations look kind of funny. Like
the gay orgy scene, like that was in the trailer. There's absolutely nothing that could bring me to the movies that would actually be like, hey, you know what? This might actually be funny. I'm like, nah, not for me.
Me personally, I thought there were some funny things, and it could be, I can laugh at a lot of different. I could laugh at a lot of different jokes just because I don't agree politically or whatever. I can laugh at a comedian or I can laugh at whatever. So I was like, oh, I might be able to laugh at this movie. And then when he did the typical, oh, if you don't like this movie, you're homophobic. I was like, oh, fuck yourself. You know what I mean?
Wait. Yeah. Well, we got to go to that stuff because I have all of those.
Bookmarked. You know where that movie lost me when I was watching the trailer. You know where it lost me?
Where to lose you?
When it was gay.
So this was the Billy Eichner like straight people challenge. It was like straight people go see Bros. So like he just kind of like he threw it out there. Hey, straight people, I challenge you to go and see this movie. And basically, obviously he's like what was it? He's a producer, a writer. He starred in the
writer and star. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's basically another Tommy Wiseau for the gays.
Yeah.
And this is one of his
like the man on the street stuff when he goes up and he talks. There's like a couple like viral ones. I'm like, dude, that's hilarious.
Yeah. So like the Billy on the street thing was funny though. Like there was some funny moments in that. He was gay, but like it's fine to be gay and funny. Like that the two can exist in the same realm.
Yeah.
But like. This is just not funny.
Today is the day. Bros opens in over 3,000 movie theaters all over North America. Straight people, listen up. If you're a Billy on the Street fan, if you've ever been a fan of mine, I need you to.
Oh, you can't hear it? You can't hear it?
I heard. I was just, listening.
Oh, I thought you were. Oh, you fucking asshole, man! Like you mean? Oh, I can't hear it because we've had that problem before, and like, no, you can't do that to me. And now I'm upset.
Gotcha, bitch. No, I don't know, man. And this is a question that keeps coming up for me. It's like, why are gay guys more feminine than women? Like,
well, where did the accent come from? That's always been my question. Like, so that is it's
Valley
not
Girl.
like continental accent. It's not even country oriented or region oriented.
Valley Girl. Like Valley Girl was a parody of girls in general, and then what they did was like they basically took that for themselves because their whole persona is in general a parody of femininity or females in general. Like they don't really like women. Why do you think when they do have a beard or like that hag, it's always like a hag that hangs out with them, the gays? Like they always have like a girl who's a mess because she's funny to laugh at. You'll never see like a 10 out of 10 girl who has her shit together hang out with a group of gays. It's always like a hag. They're called fag hags. That's what it is. And I mean, look, you can't ban this show for me saying that because that's literally what they're called. That's what the gay community calls
it is a name for the term. Yes, you're correct.
Yeah, I didn't make it up. I think it's actually offensive if you ask me. I think it's very offensive. And,
for those poor women.
Poor women. Yeah, and the thing is, they're so clueless, but they're such losers. And it's like the fat kid in a group, and like a group of friends. Every group has it, and the gays have it too. But their whole persona is just an exaggerated version of femininity. And then what we have now with the drag stuff and the tranny stuff, it's that times a million.
Yeah.
And it's way more insufferable. But back to the movie for a second. Even before the movie came out, even before we knew it was a flop, this is in the IMDb trivia. He explicitly said, I don't want you to come see this movie if you're a fan of the 45th president of the United States. If you're a conservative, if you're right wing, this is not a movie for you. So so you just basically not only is this movie for a niche audience, but then you're also basically telling us you're giving us directions by saying you're not invited to this movie. And then you're like, why didn't anyone see my movie? Because of that.
You alienated half the country. Yeah.
Yeah. I said this on my show yesterday. My family used to work with Katy Perry, and when she was the biggest star in the world, one of the biggest stars, and her whole persona started to come undone in the 2016 election when she had 4 managers. 2 of them were telling her, you need to endorse Hillary Clinton and you need to go.
You talking about Katy Perry?
Katy Perry.
Okay.
You need to go endorse her and do these events for her and all of that, and you need to tell people to go vote. But when she said that, clearly it meant not for Trump,
Yeah.
And that's when her career basically started to crater. It was done there. And now she has to host American Idol. She's not making $100 million a year anymore. And I know her. I've known her since 2009.
Yeah.
And there was a dramatic shift in her personality since then. Now she's kind of an activist, and she goes to UNICEF and all of these things. So she's still successful and she still has millions of dollars. It's not like she has nothing. She has her career, but it's not what it once was. Now, do you remember this person named Jessica Simpson?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you know any of her songs? Because I don't.
I couldn't tell you a single one. My wife could probably tell you a few of them, but I couldn't.
Right. She's a billionaire.
Yeah.
The reason why she's a billionaire is because she launched a clothing brand and handbags and
entrepreneur,
all these things. And and her bread and butter is middle America. And she never disparaged them, never called them the basket of deplorables, never said anything bad about them. We don't know. She could be a liberal, but we don't know. And that's the point, is that if you're trying to sell something, especially to the masses, you do not disparage more than half of the country, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's interesting because you bring up Katy Perry, and she actually, I'm in like Temecula, Murrieta area here in California, which I know California, whatever. But yeah, I feel sorry for her.
Well, Josh just left California, so he can sympathize.
Yeah. So but Murrieta and Temecula is kind of a more conservative area. It's very a more religious area. It's I dare I say more white people. But
coming from a Hispanic, interesting.
Yeah, exactly half. But Katy Perry actually used to her parents live here, and she came up from this area and used to go to one of the churches that my parents used to. So we've known her name and knew she was an amazing singer and a great talent and all this. Right. And then she got a deal and did all this stuff, and we're like, oh, that's awesome. It's like someone from our area, right? And and then she fucking went off the fucking deep end.
Yeah, she did. And her whole situation is bizarre.
Yeah.
I don't want to go into it anymore, but
yeah, you're good.
I saw it from the inside, where it was her management, who they were close with the Clintons and the Human Rights Watch or Human Rights Campaign, whatever it's called. And it's almost like you can see the hand of the Illuminati guiding her. And that's not like I believe in this group called the Illuminati, but it was this group of people that had nothing to do with her, who basically told her to start doing these things, which in her personal life, I'm sure she is liberal and all that, but you don't mix that when you're trying to entertain the world. You don't mix those two things.
Yeah. Right. Unless you're doing something political, then, it's the whole don't talk about religion and politics. You know what I mean? It's that whole age-old adage.
Yeah. Right. One last thing I wanted to add with the Bros movie thing here is one thing that Billy Eichner added yesterday, where it's should I do it in Billy Eichner voice? Thanks to Rolling Stone for adding Bros to its list of best comedies of the 21st century. And it's I look at the image here, and the image, I recognize a few things right off the bat. Obviously, Ron Burgundy. When we got Anchorman, you have Tropic Thunder with Robert Downey Jr. in the front. You got Harold and Kumar in the back. I don't really know the female roles when it comes to comedy.
Bridesmaids.
Oh, Bridesmaids. Yeah, that's actually Bridesmaids is hilarious. Bridesmaids is hilarious. That one's good. The other one I'm not familiar with as well, but still, it's you're gonna he's gonna try to assume that he's in that group, that realm of comedy.
Also, it's not that impressive. We're only 22 years in.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly. And also, is it not kind of funny that Rolling Stone, who's supposed to be this now woke liberal, publication, they put a dude in blackface in the fucking center.
I love that they did that. I love that they did that. Do you know what's funny about that movie is every year
everything?
No, but every year there's this new the new Zoomers that come up every year.
Yep.
They're like, did you know that there's a movie that there's a guy in blackface and it wasn't even made a long time ago? It's 10 years ago. Every year that trends. Every year, because it's like the graduation. Like, it's
my response to that is, you never go full retard.
You never go full retard. Yeah. No, like one of the best things was there was an interview with Robert Downey Jr. when he was talking with like I think his like mother or like his one of his parents like about the whole thing, and he was like, I don't know if I should do this, and they're like, I don't know, is it funny? And he's like, it's fucking hilarious. Yeah. And he's like, oh well, yeah, I'm gonna go and do it. So that it makes total sense. Like, yeah, it's comedy. It's fucking gold.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what comedy is. Is it funny? Yes. Okay. Is it not funny? No. Then whatever.
And there's personal taste with everything, but there is a mass majority where people found that was the right time to do blackface. That was absolutely the right time to do blackface.
I don't even think it's racist.
It's not. It's not even fucking racist. It's comedy.
Yeah,
no,
and
but in general, I just don't see how it's racist.
Yeah, I mean, if you go back to the minstrel shows and like all that stuff, like it was a different time, so I can see how it can be taken that way. I get that part, but at the same time, but now I don't really, I don't see the outrage. But that's they're professionally outraged. That's what they do now. So
now, yes, today is all about outrage. Like we're like that's how you're gonna get your clicks. That's how you get your views, and you're gonna get your retweets and your shares and all that type of stuff by showing outrage and being aligned with the left. That's how you get along with that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So everyone goes to Tropic Thunder.
Yeah, we should. I want to fucking go watch it now.
I know my wife and I are always down for watching that. We're gonna end up watching that tonight.
There you go.
Yeah, so I think what was next on the list that you had over there?
Oh, I got a ton of stuff over here, but I mean, like just speaking of today, I think today both you, Josh, we were all getting attacked by the vegans.
Yeah, what was that? That was like a one vegan account, and it almost seems like it's a bot, but it's not because he responds to me.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It was a person for sure. Yeah. And like, cause I quoted it. I was like, cause he's like, try vegan. I was like, no. And then he says,
I saw that. I was like, great.
And then he replies, yes. I'm like, well, fuck you, dude. You're gone.
Yeah, exactly. Like, okay, that was good comeback, buddy.
Yeah. Yes.
The thing about veganism is it's the product of a decadent society. It's not a natural thing. Like if you are a vegan in the primal state, it's because you can't find meat. It's because you are starving, and that's it. But because we live in a decadent society where anything can be fashionable, anything can be trendy, we have turned food into fashion and trends, and people have to differentiate themselves by what they eat and what they don't eat, and it's more of like a status thing than anything else. It just doesn't exist in poor countries. Like they'll laugh at you.
It's interesting too because my wife eats paleo, so I eat like half to 3/4 paleo as best as I can. But so we're real big on like looking at what's in the ingredient list and doing all that and seeing what's in it. And dude, if you look at like even just regular ass food, like not even healthy, organic, all that stuff. If you look at that comparatively to vegan shit or even vegetarian shit, and you look at that, the amount of because I mean, what you go by with the ingredient list is like the shorter the ingredient lists, the better it is for you because then it's not processed and all that. Vegan food is just a fucking long ass list, and you're like, dude, what are you putting in your body?
Go ahead.
Well, I mean, like what people don't even talk about is, first of all, I don't think vegetables are healthy, but they're doubly not healthy because of the pesticides that are used. And it just doesn't make sense. And then they're like, well, cows eat, grass and all that. Okay, they have 4 stomachs. They can handle that. We have 1 stomach. No, it's really crazy. For the people who purport themselves to be science lovers, and science is amazing, that crowd, they really ignore it when it's very convenient to them.
Yeah.
Well, one of the shows that I always kind of refer back to, and you might be familiar with this one, Josh, since you watch a lot of different different pop culture things. You're familiar with the show Alone, where people go out into the wilderness?
Oh yeah. My wife. I only watched it because my wife was watching it. Yeah.
All right, all right. Well, my wife was watching it and got me turned on to it as well. Yeah. And one of the things that I always found very intriguing, it's all survivalists, and these guys they're always hunting for protein, but they can very rarely find it, in which case they usually try and live off of this essentially vegan lifestyle. And what ends up happening? They end up fucking tapping out because they can't survive off of that.
Right. And then I even saw that this one lady, which it's a mistake to have women on that show, but it's actually interesting because no, wait, because the women go crazy really quickly, way more than the men. The women cannot be left alone with their thoughts. I honestly have figured this out. Women, they don't like thinking. They don't even understand what thinking is. But wait, so alone in the woods, they're gonna go crazy right away. But the thing is, one of the women. I'm sorry. I had to. It's true, though. It's true. The truth hurts. Look, and then one of the women, she found a fish this big on the shore that was dead, and she was so happy. She was so happy to find the little fish and eat it. Yeah. But yeah.
Wait, hold on. You're saying that women are irrational?
Very. Yeah. I know it's a shock. I know it's a shock, but they're highly irrational. I have a theory as to why also, but that's a whole nother topic.
Hey, we can totally get into women in the next segment.
Yeah, I figured that since you talked about cows, we can go on to Lizzo.
Oh, that's a good segue.
Hey, yeah, fat asses. I like it.
And we were talking about veganism, and she does kind of look like a huge potato with two fucking lumpy ass potatoes shoved in the back of her fucking ass cheeks or assless chaps.
Yeah, I mean, the crazy thing about that is I did speak. I had a episode last week called "Lizzo is worse than 9/11" or something like that. And
you're selling yourself with just your titles, buddy. Just so you know, every time
my titles are great. Yeah.
Every time I see one of your titles, it's total clickbait because I'm like, oh man, that sounds so good.
Okay, if I ever need ideas for a title or anything like that, I'm gonna message you and be like, hey, this is what we're talking about.
Okay, well, yeah, but so I did an episode on that whole thing last week, and it's interesting because I really hate Lizzo. I hate pop music. It's not like I hate her just because she's fat, and it definitely has nothing to do with that she's black. But she adds her sassiness, her the superiority complex she has. It's all there.
Extra.
But it's the fact that she actually is talented, and she hides that. So when she went to the Library of Congress during the daytime that day, when they presented her with the flute and she played it in front of a small gathering of people, she was dressed modestly. She wore jeans and she wore that one. Look, let's listen.
Look, see, I had it bookmarked and everything for you, Josh. I was thinking about you when I did this.
Yeah. Listen.
Oh, you want to listen? Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
I want people to. She's talented.
Yeah, she's good.
All right, so that's enough of that. Basically, and I love classical music and all that. She was dressed semi-modestly. Imagine if she went out that night and performed in a gown, and as much as she still would look like a sack of potatoes or whatever. At least she would it's a respect thing, respect for our culture, our history. It's like she should kind of show that she reveres the moment and all of that. But no, they gave it to her for a second. She didn't play like that, like how she did earlier. She definitely wasn't dressed like how she was earlier. And then she started to twerk with it. So
she was probably also pretty fucked up when she was on stage. I imagine she doesn't go on stage completely sober either, dealing with James Madison's flute.
Honestly, I don't know. And that's a good theory. But regardless of that,
she's fucked up. Only play 2 notes and twerk your ass and then give it back.
It was really weird. It was more of a victory dance of just shitting on our history and culture and all of that. Because I wouldn't have had a problem with it if it was exactly like that first video you played. I would have been like, oh, that's interesting. I didn't know she could play the flute like that. I didn't know she was classically trained because her music is pretty much pop music, which is trash. But that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the one that everyone's most familiar with would be this one, where like it's just people just screaming. Oh, Jesus Christ!
Bad.
Let's not hear the roaring of the crowd for this fat ass.
Mooing.
Moo. I can't figure out this go-gurt right here. I just got which end do I suck from? And that's what everyone lost their fucking shit for. They lost it for one fucking talent.
And then she twerks.
Yeah.
Right there.
Oh yeah, buddy. That's it though. Woohoo!
It looks like she's fucking Michael J. Scott in a fucking fat suit. Dude, it's not even twerking. It's just
You know what it seems like? It seems like she's embarrassed by actually being classically trained and talented. It seems like that's what she's embarrassed by it. And that's what makes me embarrassed of her and people like her, which is we should start promoting beauty and real art rather than whatever it is that they put out, because none of her music will ever stand the test of time.
Like she had a talent there, but instead of playing something of worth, she just kind of plays two notes and then hands it right back. Like, yeah, I'm going to get back to whatever the fuck it is that the show is.
So
twerking.
We have a couple funny comments. So credit where it's due. Even in jeans, she's still a massive fucking black woman.
Yeah. I mean, that's why wear a dress or something. I mean, what are you doing?
She dabbles, not in flute, in eating.
True. It's low hanging fruit, but you got to say it.
It's just sad that our fucking society that is so dumbed down where that is entertaining and like playing one solid note, which I'll give her. She had, it was a solid straight note. Not playing flute isn't fucking easy.
Remember? Yeah.
But it's just so sad that like, a whole crowd of people is like, oh my God, you think, you know what I mean? It's like, dude, come on.
Remember when I said that comment was low hanging fruit, but it had to be said?
Yeah.
I think that's fair because even the low hanging fruit she doesn't ever reach for. So.
Low hanging gut.
Yeah.
So good.
You have to do it. You have to.
Yeah, I honestly think our comment section is more spicy than we are sometimes.
Yeah.
Honestly, sometimes because they don't fear about getting banned or nothing like that. They're just like, whatever, fuck it.
Yeah, and then if this show goes away, there's like a million others, then they're just gonna forget about us.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. Lizzo, it's easy to make fun of her, obviously, and and whatever, but she doesn't make it any more difficult to like find something to make fun of. Like she's just putting her whole big fucking fat self out there to fucking be made fun of. Like it's ridiculous,
Yeah, we should kill all the fat people. You're right. That's what you said, right?
He was alluding to it for sure.
Yeah, I heard that. That's what I see what. Yeah. I agree. I see.
It's her and fucking Meg the Stallion and like all them fucking.
Well, this is just like the whole like fat forward type bullshit where they're trying to make fat people seem healthy and skinny people seem fat phobic. That's just like that's the new forward motion of everything. And that to me is like it's just insane that we're living in a world where healthy is considered like, just mean. It's mean to be healthy these days. Like, because when they say someone's racist or fat phobic, they don't really mean like they want to like kill that person. They just mean, they just don't acknowledge like, the struggles that other person's going through. And like, no, that's not it at all. We're just living a normal life. Like, and we're just not pieces of shit.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, with the communist regime that is basically engulfing us and our culture, what that's all about is it's about erasing hierarchies and erasing the natural order. And there were checks and balances, and you're not allowed to, participate in those checks and balances anymore. And their reality is completely subjective. So when they have completely changed what reality is, where, there's objective truths, but they've erased those, then you can say things like that. You can say that, it's not unhealthy to be fat and that's that's just bigoted or hateful or whatever for you to say.
Well, like speaking of gays and whatnot, like I have this other tweet here where I literally just found these today, and it's all about like Ron DeSantis, where he was the guy who said the "don't say," I have to put it in air quotes, of course, the "don't say gay" bill, which it isn't the "don't say gay" bill at all. But of course, they bring this up and they say like, this is the guy who said it's illegal to say gay and scene.
It's like, dude, okay, if you think it's so offensive to make fun of the LGBT, alphabet elemental P community and like say all these things, but then your first go-to is to say, oh, well, he's gay. And like, it's like, okay, what's your stance on this? Because your immediate insult is to call someone like gay or like, oh yeah, this conservative. It's like, well, isn't that good according to you?
The reason I brought this up was because of this comment here. Where the fuck is it?
Scroll up.
Scroll up. This one.
Yeah, that's actually funny. That's funny.
This is somebody with a good sense of humor.
That's funny.
The thigh boots, really buddy.
Yeah,
those look like Lizzo's legs.
Holy shit. Well, this is the reason why I actually clicked on this one initially, where it's like, okay, so no, he didn't read the bill. Leave it to someone like you to criticize what he's wearing, and he's physically helping hurricane victims. And 3, here's a few other pictures where you actually know nothing about the man. So like, obviously he's showing him where he's, like part of the Marines and whatnot. Yeah, but the reason I bring this up is it started making me realize, all right, so you look at this, like that comment, but then like all the comments that are bitching about this dude all have the Ukraine flag, obviously. So you have the Ukraine flag there, you have Ukraine colors here, don't say gay, whatever happens, don't say gay. And then you have no, it's a combination of bots, and it's also a combination of fucking people who drank the fucking Kool-Aid that are just so into like whatever the left says. It's like, oh, we have to support Ukraine, we have to support this, we have to support that. It's like the Coco Chocho right here, another one with like the colors of the Ukraine flag, another Ukraine flag, American flag, and a flag.
How about new?
Yep, exactly. So like again, it's just like these are the warning signs that we see. We see these online constantly, where if you see the Ukraine colors and a flag on someone's profile on Twitter or whatever it might be, that's a warning sign that they don't align with common logic. Like
it's the whole joke of pronouns in bio. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. You know what I mean?
I suppose, yeah.
I don't understand the joke to begin with of the initial tweet, because what are they saying? Like he's dressed poorly or
well, I think it's because he's wearing those boots and they're like, I mean,
he's trying to make him seem gay for the way he's dressed. But the fact is that, hey, guess what? Florida was like flooded, so therefore he's wearing waders.
Aren't gays supposed to have good fashion sense? This is not good fashion. This is terrible fashion. So I don't know. That's why I'm confused. Like
maybe he's trying to say that gays don't have good fashion sense. Maybe this guy has had bad experiences with gays in his life.
Yeah,
I mean, it just they're very bad at memeing. Like I'm actually confused. The only thing I found funny was when you scroll down and it was like the thigh high. Like that's what was funny. I don't. Other than that,
where is it? Oh, did it get removed already? Where the fuck is it? I literally clicked on the same one and like it's not there now. Yeah, it's not there.
But that was the funny one.
That was the funny one. You're right.
Wait,
and it's gone.
We're allowed to laugh at conservatives, but the
there
left,
it is.
The left can't.
I like that. That's funny. I'm gonna turn off the fan.
Yeah, you're good. I like the cinematicness of the iPhone. It's like.
Yeah, he's using the iPhone. Like, I'm gonna follow you everywhere you go with face cam.
Good, right?
It's awesome. It's like you say you don't have a producer, but then you have all this cinematic like camera movement going on.
It's a robot.
Steve Jobs from the grave.
Yeah, it's a robot. So whatever. It's good.
This is pretty fucking hilarious too.
Yeah, anything like that's funny. I can clearly see why that's funny. But everything else, I'm like, I don't even know what you're trying to say.
Well, as Benny Johnson said in the past, the left can't meme.
Yeah, exactly.
But to be fair, Benny Johnson can't either. So.
Well, he's not good at it. But I'm saying like the left can't. So like there's a difference.
Here's like the highest like leftist that memes because they can't, and then Benny Johnson is like right about here.
Yeah.
The left can't meme.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, dude,
hilarious.
They can't meme about conservatives or liberals, but we can meme about both.
True.
You know?
True.
As we should.
Conservatives do.
Well, we absolutely should be calling out people on whatever side it is for whatever bullshit they're pulling on us.
Yeah.
Like why the fuck wouldn't we?
Like
whether you're conservative or not, like you should be calling them
like
out.
all that, dude. It's absolutely fucking hilarious. Like when we did the episode about Alex Stein and the Dan Crenshaw and the Eye Patch McCain and that was fucking great.
Absolutely.
Someone wanted to know my hair. Something about my hair.
Yeah, there was something about your hair.
Should we talk about that?
Yeah.
If you want to talk about your hair, I mean, like I figured it's just kind of Jew hair, like this, like pushed back.
Yeah, it is, but I'm assuming it's statistically probable that out of the three dudes here, I'm the only one who doesn't shampoo. Okay, so you don't have hair. You shampoo, Ian? Ian, do you shampoo, Ian?
Fuck no.
You don't shampoo.
No, I don't. Every like couple of weeks.
No. You shouldn't ever. I haven't in like 5 years.
And I think that was where my mistake lied when I was in my teens, my prime years. I was shampooing, and that was a total mistake because now everyone's like, you shouldn't shampoo. I'm like, well, that's where I fucked up.
Well, now I don't have to.
I had great hair. I had hair down to like my fucking shoulders or whatever.
Maybe you can get it back. Maybe if you get some UV into your.
It's very unlikely, dude. I've accepted it.
Keeps, bro.
Hey,
you're too white.
The hat is gone. I just threw it.
Too white. Both of you are too white.
we have like the different levels. We have no hair, medium hair, long hair.
Yeah. Well, okay. So I haven't shampooed in like 5 years, and I don't do anything. It's like this is no product. There's no product in here. Just
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I usually I have all this now where we talked about bros and and all the gay stuff, and now we're talking about hair.
Cut your hair, you hippie.
Yeah, he's a fucking fag.
Yeah, what are you doing?
So I usually keep it in a bun, so that's why it's all fucking wavy and shit. But I was like,
man bun, a man bun.
You get married.
I do.
How did that happen?
I don't know. I still question it every single day. I met her on Twitter. I mean, Tinder. Sorry.
Oh, Tinder. Oh, okay.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. I had been on there, for a while.
He's a success story.
And that, it was fucking crazy. It was a war zone. And I was like her second match, ever doing. I'm like, fuck you, asshole. Like, you didn't have to go and be in the fucking trenches. I mean, I'm glad she wasn't in the trenches.
Yeah, exactly. Like she came out clean, like untainted, and
Yeah.
Well, you have the difference of like
pure,
Bumble.
She's pure,
Yeah, you have the difference of like Bumble, where Bumble is like where the women like engage with the men versus like you have something like Tinder where it's just.
Sorry to cut you off. I didn't.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. By the way.
You want to talk about the right stuff or whatever that's called, the new right-wing dating app? Is that a good segue or what?
Wait, what?
Sure. Yeah, because I don't even know about it. Please.
I have no clue about it.
This is your job. You're supposed to know.
I know.
Yeah, well, you know what? I do a lot of the research. Ian sleeps.
Editing and all that shit. He does the research.
I do the research. Ian does all the editing at night.
Okay, well, Peter Thiel, he invested $1.5 million. The app just came out. They're having trouble getting women on it, obviously, and it's going to be a massive failure. And what all these retards don't understand, what all of these Peter Thiel types, what they all don't understand is that the only way for us to be successful, the only way you can really call yourself some sort of conservative, whatever you want to call it, is if we return to tradition. If we return to how we used to do things. Dating apps, and Ian, you're like one of the only people who met their wives on there. It's not usually like that. No. Dating apps it's not the way to go for anyone. It's a disaster for humanity. So to fight the left by making a right wing dating app, you're owning yourself. You're not owning the left, and it's gonna fail.
To me, it just it caters to the whole like hookup culture stuff, and it's like and it doesn't. Because I mean, if you, I know this is crazy. This is crazy. We're talking about this right now, but like last night, for some reason, my phone, the algorithm that I was on, like suggested Jordan Peterson, Kevin Samuels, like all these fucking like red pill dudes talking about relationships. And there's another one where there's a chick who's talking about it, which she's pretty awesome. But Kevin Samuels is talking about like, he's saying stuff like you want a traditional man to pay for things, to, high value man, all this stuff, but you're not a traditional woman. Like we're in this hookup culture where, you want to, raise your fucking body count, but then, you get, you know what I mean? It's like,
well, yeah.
It's
and
hypocrisy.
Right. And the ad for it, which you can find, one of the girls is like, I want to get an alpha male. Okay. Yeah. You're probably not going to find one on a dating app.
Yeah,
because if you take away,
I'm the exception.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's the thing. I'm generalizing.
Yeah.
If you're looking for a man on a dating app, then you're kind of taking away the ultimate fear every man has, which is to approach a woman, especially a woman that they're probably interested in, and they need to overcome that fear. And if they do, then they might be worthy of your time. But to totally erase that whole process and pretend like it's not it's not important it's a lie, and it's like saying the father in the house is not important and the government can come in and give you welfare and you'll be fine. No, you need a father and you need a mother. The courting process is it's not only necessary, it's like it's the lifeblood of a relationship. It's that's what you're going to build it off of.
Yeah, I mean, it went from like having to actually have a pickup line and like actually, start the conversation with the woman to just buying her a drink. Oh my good God. And then just to buy her a drink, and then that would, and then now with the hookup culture, it's you up. You know what I mean? Like you just send a text message and see if they're up at fucking 2 a.m.
You should text your wife right now and just say you up. Just text her. Do it. You should text her like things that.
Let's both do it right now, Ian.
Yeah, you guys should do it.
Oh, I'm doing it right now.
I'm encouraging you both to troll your wives.
Oh, I do it all the time, and like my wife laughs about it because she knows who I am at this point. Like she just cracks up at the fact that like, all right, he's just being an asshole, and like every time I'm very misogynistic at times, and like she's just kind of like, oh yeah, that's who he is.
Yeah, good. We have
and it's kind of I don't know. I met.
She's gonna be like, what the fuck?
I met a unicorn, evidently, because like she's not big on social media. She's not big on all these things. She's very, very common sense.
Have you made babies?
What?
Have you made babies?
Not yet.
I made 2.
You have 2. What, Ian? What are you doing?
He's fucking up. That's why I told him several times. You need to make fucking babies.
Is she on birth control?
Yeah, she is.
Okay, that's bad, and you need to get her to quit today.
That's how you say you up. Hey, stop taking that pill.
Yeah, exactly. Now that's what you say next. And also, and if she doesn't want to, you have to say I am the man, and you have no choice. And you're off birth control. And then after that, you just have sex until you have a baby, and then you have a baby, and then you're good. I'm teaching you about the birds and the bees on your own podcast.
He's not just fucking up; he's fucking up.
No, it's we have an interesting situation. It's different. She is the one with the job. I'm the one that stays at home and does this podcast stuff. So we have a little bit of flipped situation.
Who cares? She can be pregnant and work still.
Yeah,
I know. Do you know? No. Well, when she has the baby, you're gonna want her at home. What's gonna happen though is your mindset's gonna completely change. So I think it was like my grandmother or my mom told me my grandmother used to say it. It's from the old country. It's actually from the old country, where with every baby comes a loaf of bread under your arm, meaning like it's gonna light a fire under your ass and it's gonna change you as a person. And you think like, oh, babies, they're expensive. Like you're gonna hustle way more and you're probably gonna make way more money.
Yeah.
Once you do that, once you leave your comfort zone.
And
how old are you?
I am 36, and she's a couple years older than me too. So we're getting on that cusp of.
You got to do it now.
Yeah, I know. Like it's either we've talked about it a little bit. We wanted to be married for a couple of years and enjoy being married and all that stuff before having kids, because just everyone's different. Everyone has their own opinions and all that. So we talked about it, and we had our kind of like, oh, we want to get a house, we want to do all these things. And then, so I mean, it's come down to a point where it's like either it's going to happen soon or we're going to adopt.
Nope.
No,
Don't do that.
No.
You don't want a hand-me-down baby. You don't want.
Yes. No, exactly. You don't want a hand-me-down baby, Ian. You want to actually make your own baby because you're going to be more invested.
Okay, but my point with that, and I agree with you. I'm not saying that you guys are wrong in any sense. I'm just saying that it comes up a lot with the abortion issue when people are saying like, oh, you don't want abortion, but no one's going to adopt these babies if these people don't want them. And it's like, well,
people would, but your wife is capable of having babies and you are capable of having babies, meaning you are choosing not to.
Yeah. I mean, I can see your point. I'm not saying you guys are wrong. And
I'm right.
I'm not saying that you guys are wrong. Okay. I'm just saying that, every situation is a little different,
I didn't mean to pick on you. This is your own show. I'm sorry.
I don't care. You're good. Sean's an asshole.
I am, but it's totally fine. I'm ganging up on him with you.
I'm upset.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. I don't know if you've realized yet, we got the stupid fucking drops at all times.
No, they're good. They're good. I don't do that. I like it.
We don't have like a Ryan Katsu Rivera and like Censored or nothing like that, so we can't do that type of stuff regularly. But if it's just me and Ian going back and forth, we pick on each other constantly.
Yeah, that's good.
Exactly.
Okay,
I'm a dumbass.
So basically, I'm glad we solved this problem. You're gonna throw away your wife's abortion pills, and then you're gonna make a baby in her, and then you're gonna name the baby Josh. And there you go. Even if it's a girl. So there we go.
All right.
Well, if it's a girl, we'll name it Joshua.
That's my name.
Well, I'll make sure that she watches this so she can see that it's not for me. I'll be like, hey.
No. They made me nut in you.
Ian, you have to take control. And I don't know. Are you recording from your house?
Yes.
Okay, so when you're done with this podcast, you go whatever room she's in. Make sure the door's closed, and then you kick it open. You break the door. You kick it open, and then you march in there. And she's like, "Oh my honey, what's wrong? What do you do?" And then you don't even say anything. And you throw her pills down the toilet, and then you fuck her. You just fuck your wife, and you make a fucking baby. That's what you do. It's a good plan.
I knew this was going to be a spicy and amazing live stream, but this just got so much better.
We're just picking on you for not having any kids. That's the problem.
It's all good. It's all good.
No, but he is. That's the thing. He's gonna have kids now, and then they're gonna be powerful. They're gonna be
definitely not naming him Shawn.
Hey, that's fine. Whatever. It's going to be bad hair day for them every day.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, oh, it looks like him. No. So it's. I'm not saying that I don't want kids, and it obviously would be great, but every situation's a little different, and she's definitely a little more scared about being a little older, and the complications that come along with it and whatnot. So it's a conversation that we've definitely had.
Understood.
I'm sick of conversations. I mean, it's good for the show. For these shows, it's good. But I'm talking about like the national conversation or even conversations with your spouse. No more conversations. We need to go back to grunts and noises. And
bash him in the fucking head and bring him back to the cave and rape him.
Hair. You rape her. You take her by the hair. You drag her around the house like. Yeah, you grab her by the hair. You drag her around the house and you say, "This is my property," but you don't even just use words. You just like
It's like when you're showing a dog an invisible fence line. You're like, "Hey, this is where you go. No further."
Yeah, my son knows 3 words and we understand each other. That's all we need. We don't need more than that. This is again decadent society. Why do we need all these words?
What you want us to go back to pidgin English? Is that what you want us to do, John?
They eat the poo poo.
He said poo poo. Hey, we go back to the book of the building. It's a library. It's a book of building.
Put it in the other man's hand.
Even less than that. That's what I'm saying.
Less than that.
Dude.
What conversations do you need to have with your wife? You don't need to have any conversations.
All right, so I can honestly say there aren't that many. It's just usually it's like, hey, how was your day? Okay, cool. All right, what are we watching tonight? Are we watching something on Netflix or something? So we'll watch some like kind of show for the last like hour of our day, and then we go back to the bedroom, and then it's its own thing at that point.
Like when you want to have sex, do you say, hey, honey, it's Wednesday?
No, I usually just kind of like grab her, and I just kind of like, this is what I want to do right now.
Yes, you do that. You just or like she's in the bathroom or something and she walks out and you just drop your
I've done that totally before too, where she was actually getting ready for like, I don't know, she was out of the shower getting her makeup done before she getting dressed and whatever. So like, I don't know, she's naked. I'm like, I have to do this now. Like this is it's just primal urges that kind of take over. You want to. And and I don't know. I've never tested my T levels. I know you are a big advocate about T levels.
They're very important.
I've never tested for T levels, but like I would just say that like they're probably through the fucking roof with myself for the fact that like I want to like constantly fuck.
The sign is morning wood. If you have that, then you're still good.
Yeah. I mean, like that's never a problem. I mean, like morning is my time. I'm strong like wood.
I mean, that's a good sign. You know, that's a good sign. But T levels are important. You need to monitor those things. Everything that's in our food and everything we consume is meant to decrease testosterone levels in men, and it's a very sad thing. Is that your wife?
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
I'm just gonna throw it up there anyway.
Yeah, Sean's got offers.
Yeah, I have offers. We're doing it.
Yeah,
strong like bull.
Yeah, no, you have to. It's important.
Okay, since I'm done with you guys making fun of me, let's.
I wasn't making fun of you.
No, we were trying to include you in the club.
I don't give you know, it's advice. What do you? Come on.
Yeah,
it's my show now.
All right. So what else did you have on this list, Sean?
I got a ton of shit, man. Okay. So we did Lizzo. Like, all right. So like, actually, you know what? I just recently watched your latest episode, Josh, where you were doing adult Happy Meals.
Oh yeah. That's when my sound got fucked up.
Yeah, well, you know what? I think, you know what? I and this is just outside looking in. I want to give you a little bit of advice. Maybe what had happened was your mic got turned off. Did you bump like the phantom power? There's phantom power to those. You have a Focusrite right there next to you.
Yeah. No, I didn't touch it. I don't touch it. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, well, we never have technical difficulties at all. We totally don't have,
I'm retarded. Okay, what do you want me to say?
Yeah, we totally don't have this banner ready just in case my shit goes out.
All right, there we go.
No, well, like I use a Rodecaster and sometimes it just doesn't want to fucking connect to the computer anymore and just goes out.
That's what. Yeah, this is. I think that's what this is.
Like the Rode mic or whatever.
Yeah.
Like the Rodecaster, it's like an actual like podcast like interface or whatever. It's got like the sound pads and like you can plug in 8 different fucking shits to it. It's pretty dang awesome. It's just annoying sometimes.
I'm gonna type into the chat. Look, I'm gonna type in. Can I type?
Yeah, you can type it.
We're
not gonna stop you.
You must subscribe to Wrong Opinion.
Yes.
WrongOP.gumroad.com.
I mean, and Til Death Podcast Network would be cool too.
Wait, is it going to pop up now? Like, oh, someone wrote.
It should. If you wrote in the comments section, yeah, it should totally pop up.
Yeah, it'll pop up there. But okay. I hope. But yeah, what were you saying about my? Oh, that's not it.
No, that's not it. I was just pulling up this one in the meantime.
I think the only way that it doesn't show up on the YouTube chat is if you say spicy words.
I did. I said the N-word also. I said, hey, N-words. No. So what were you going to say about my show, though?
Oh, no. So I had recently watched it, and like I was going to go into the whole like adult Happy Meal, but you spend so much time talking about it already. If you're okay with like talking about it as well.
Of course I can.
Oh, well, good for you, I suppose. All right. So
no. We can talk about it. I'm saying,
I know.
If you want to talk about it.
Yeah. Well,
it's antagonistic. I'm a guest.
What's y'all's takes on it?
Stop typing. It stings.
Interesting take.
What's my take on it?
Yeah.
Well, so like, yeah, I'm just pulling this up right here because like when I first saw these like toys, they first kind of came off as very like anime to me. It was very like Japanese culture, but then like, yeah, you brought up like Acid Trip. It was like, yeah, you know what? I definitely see that with like the artwork a little bit, and then especially with like the whole ad here, like where like the ad.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know. Have you seen this, Ian?
I have not.
It's like the whole 4 eyes type thing, and like the weird shaped building, and like, oh, Big Mac or 10-piece. Oh yeah, I want the box. Yeah, and then you get the toy and everything. It's like, to me, it's the whole thing felt very anime, and it felt very kind of like I don't know, like a simp culture. That's the way it came off to me, at least.
Yeah. So rather than like, I did mention it's kind of like a weird acid trip, but that's not even the main point. The main point is the corporate America has basically stolen nostalgia.
Yes.
Like, nostalgia really should be, if you have kids, you experience their joy through them. Like, you watch them enjoy something. And then it could be inanimate. It could be a boat. Like I was saying this on my podcast yesterday. Like my son, it's not that he like loves boats because he knows exactly what they do and what they are or anything. He's a year and a half old. But I think it's because he recognizes what they are and he gets excited by them. And he says, boat. And I don't care about boats. I've never cared about boats. I think it's like one of the dumbest things you could buy. But seeing the joy through his eyes, basically, when he sees them, it brings up like this nice feeling inside of me. So what's happened though is that the way we look at nostalgia now is through the lens of corporate America. Whatever it is that they want us to feel nostalgic about, they have the control and power of that. And not only that, but rather than it being free, which is like, oh, you get to enjoy looking at a boat because your son likes looking at a boat, which is a completely free thing. Everything with regards to nostalgia now is prepackaged by corporate America, and you have to pay them in order to access the happy part of your childhood, which this shouldn't really necessarily even be a happy part of our childhoods. Like, this is all very new. And it's completely unnatural, and it's also it's fake. It's like porn. It's a parody of nostalgia. This is not real. Like, so when you see the people soy facing about it, and soy facing in general, it's an exaggerated emotion. It's meant to like show other people, look how excited I am about that. And I was saying this on my show. The only moment right now that I would actually even soy face about things, it would be if like a UFO landed and I'll be like, holy fuck, do you guys see this? And you actually can't stop yourself from soy facing. It's involuntary in real life, but now it's completely voluntary, and it's a performance it's like a performance within the NPC community.
Yeah, it sucks because nostalgia is, like you were saying, it's so controlled by the corporations and corporate media, and like, on all this and all this stuff. And it's like, when I first saw that, I was like, oh, dude, I used to love fucking Happy Meals. Like, my mom has all my old Happy Meal toys, like, put in a box somewhere in storage so I can, like, have it. So it's, like, memorabilia, and it's, like, worth some shit, like, later, still in the packaging and whatever. She, like, bought an extra one. And, like, it is really cool. It is nostalgia, but it's, like, they always take these reboots or these, things from your childhood, and they just fucking ruin them. So now it's, like, whenever, instead of thinking about those nostalgic items fondly, you think about them like, oh, there's this fucking stain on it now,
Well, yeah, I mean, the like, when you're a kid, it's exciting to be surprised by a little toy because you're surprised by insignificant things, and that's what it is. It's an insignificant thing.
Yeah.
When you're an adult, you're trying to relive that experience with this adult Happy Meal, and it's not going to happen, but you're going to pretend because you're going to try to convince yourself that that's exactly what's happening and that you're feeling the exact same thing that you did as a child. And it's all like, go to YouTube and type in adult Happy Meal, and you're going to see the icons of all the videos, and everyone is soy facing. And it's all what bugs me more than anything yes, it's childish and it's all those things. The main thing that bugs me about it is it's disingenuous. I don't like when people are disingenuous, when their emotions are fake, and it's completely fake.
Yeah, it gets a little. I watched one dude because I was trying to look up a little bit of something on it. Shawn does the research, but I try and do as much as I can on my side of it.
Well, you're not staying up all night doing like other things.
Yeah, exactly. No, so I looked up a couple of videos, and there was this obviously overweight dude who eats McDonald's fucking at least once a day.
The guy with the beard?
I think so. Yeah, and it's like, dude, like. Okay, it's gross to eat on camera and
you
on
heard
a
what
mic.
he did with the French fries.
And he just like, Gah! And it's like, dude, like,
yeah.
I come on, man, like,
Well, hold on, let me bring this up then. So then I'll bring up the actual. Oh, I have to actually change my thing here because I'm stopped sharing. This is the problem when it comes to like StreamYard. StreamYard, okay. I have to get my shit together. Adult Happy Meals. Here we go. So. We can look at the thumbnails like you're talking about, Josh.
Face.
Here,
even that girl, soy.
That
face.
girl right below here, soy face. Soy face.
You're
like,
not actually happy. That's all fake. It's not.
It's like, oh, it's a moon. Look at that. Oh, look at her. She's like, oh, it's black girl, soy face.
It's like social
family
media.
Soy face.
Family soy. Stephen Colbert soy face.
I'm not exaggerating. That's the thing. And there's more videos now than there was yesterday.
Look at this guy. Look at that guy. It's a PB Herman soy face.
That's his job. That's his his whole channel is literally, and he has millions of followers. He wasn't actually soy facing, but
no. He's not?
Susan Wild and her special.
Oh, God. We're not watching Susan Wild. Yeah, but he's got 14,000 likes. Yeah, for sure. He's doing something right.
His whole thing is to review fast food. That's his shtick. So it would have been, he had to do it. But everyone else, it's soy face after soy face. And it's disingenuous. And you know what? There's no coincidence that those people, their main... one of their main experiences with sex is through porn, and I mean, because that's just the culture, and that in it of it, that's a parody. That's a parody of sex. It's not real. It's all acting. So every interaction that these people have in their lives is curated, and it's meant to entertain other people. It's pretty fucking gay, if you ask me. But it more, like I said, none of it's real. It's all fake. It's disingenuous. You want to see a real reaction to someone opening a toy? Watch your kid open a Christmas present or something.
It's the best.
Real reaction.
Yep,
that's the best.
Hey,
yeah, that's something that
I'll be right back.
Okay, Ian's gonna come right back.
He's gonna go capture his wife and then.
Yeah, he's gonna rape her real quick.
Good.
He was inspired by what you said, Josh.
Yeah, now we can really say what we were thinking about Ian.
The fact that he won't rape his wife?
Yeah, what a loser.
Seriously. But you're absolutely right. We were talking about the fact. Wait, I totally lost where we were now.
Disingenuous soy face, the fake feelings, fake
everything's fucking fake at this point. And I am just kind of at a loss of words when it comes to this whole thing, where I was actually moving us forward because I was trying to figure out what's the next topic we're going to end up talking about at this point. And when it came to the Happy Meal thing, I was there's some nostalgia that goes along with the adult Happy Meal, especially with our generation being millennials. Being millennials, we typically we're all about nostalgia. Talk about Cobra Kai and things like that. Cobra Kai is one of those shows that it was all about everything they sell on that show is nostalgia. There's not really any kind of substance to the writing when it comes to that show. It's just hey, we did this in the 80s and now we are coming back and we're all about bringing you back to the 80s. Are you familiar with the show?
Yeah, I've never seen it, but I know it's a pretty successful thing. You know what's interesting is that after World War II, It seemed like every decade had their distinct style and fashion and you know, all of that. And then when you hit after the 2000, once you hit the 2010s, it's now all the same. There's no
there's not much.
There's no specific style. There's no, you know, and not only that, but you know, I imagine when people were living in the 80s and they were watching Miami Vice, they're like, those people are so fucking cool. Everything about them's cool. And then 10 years later, they're like, that's not cool. Everyone's lame because, you know, things have changed so quickly, which I actually don't like. I think that we should have stopped in the 1950s and everything should have maybe looked like that forever. But that's besides the point. Right now, I look at people and I'm like, that's not cool. That's ugly. That's lame. Celebrities are lame right now. Everything about culture right now is lame, and
well, I
don't know. I think that we're in a point of stagnation, and it's because of the consumption of nostalgia. But it's all, like I said, it's all fake nostalgia. It's not real. It's especially when you have corporate America in charge of it all.
I think a lot of it too is, on some level, is that since there is the new media, you know, shit going on, and you know, being able to do YouTube shows and being able to do all this, and they're not in control of what is cool and what is viral and what is big. They're trying to capitalize on what was viral before all this era. So they're like, oh, this worked before all these people, so now we're gonna fucking put this out again because they realize, oh, we're not the cool ones anymore.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
They're trying to play catch up, and
exactly,
it's very apparent
because they don't understand the new media. And no, I didn't go and bonk my wife on the head. Okay, I don't need permission for that shit. You fucking asshole.
You gotta go do that. You gotta go bonk your.
She's not in right now.
I think it'd be hilarious.
You need you know that clip of Sean Connery where Barbara Walters, if that's her name, you know that clip? She's like,
yes.
you've said that you should slap around women or something like that, and he goes, yes, sometimes you need to. Like, yeah.
I mean, kind of a little.
Women sometimes appreciate that type of thing, where like they almost want to be inferior because they want to be like dominated. You know,
yeah, but it's not that. They also need to know that you're able to take care of them, and also,
yes,
sometimes they will test you, and they want, you know, and they're going to go out of line. They're going to be out of line, and they want to see if you'll stick up for yourself and all that. It's very weird. But Sean, text your wife right now. I'm going to slap you. Just say, I'm going to slap you.
I'm on it right now, buddy.
There we go.
I just put the kids in the bath. Or I'm going to slap you.
Yeah. Yeah. Text her that. I like that. I think just blame it on me later. Come on, I don't.
This is what I got back from my wife from the U Up.
So I'm gonna screenshot this conversation and send it to you, Josh. Just so you know.
Yeah. Do that. Ian, text her a dick pic.
Good God.
Well, it's gonna be a shriveled dick pic. A shriveled dick pic.
Yeah. Flaccid. An unsolicited dick pic. Send her that.
No, I'm good.
Dude, come on. I don't know why you're so scared.
Be a fucking man about this whole thing. Come on.
Scared?
I would do it right now. I will do it right now. I will do it right now.
I don't succumb to your pressure, okay, guys?
The kids might see it. Don't.
No. My wife does not show my phone or show her phone to the kids.
She's on her. She's on a work conference with her female boss right now.
So what? It's not going to share.
What? I don't want her boss fucking seeing my dick.
She's not going to see it. It doesn't share unless you fucking see it.
They're in the same hotel room.
Oh my God.
Hey, I don't want her female boss seeing my dick flaccid. Okay.
You want to show her, not a grower, right? Is that
I'm a grower, not a shower? Sorry, dude.
Oh, I understand that, but I'm just saying that's what you're saying.
Hey, send your dick pic. Shut the fuck up.
I did already.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I'm quick.
Peer pressure's fucking rad.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, peer pressure is good if you're promoting good things. You know?
Well, yeah, exactly. Like dick pics, not at all.
To your wife.
I know. Hold on. So
listen, this whole episode was just me and Josh planning on getting you to have kids.
Like, I thought this was gonna be fun. We were gonna fucking like.
It's fun. What do you want to talk about, Ian? I'll say anything.
Okay. Let me see what else you had on this list that you sent me.
I sent you. I have Kanye. I have Elon. I have Great Reset.
I thought either the Kanye West or the Elon Twitter stuff. I think Elon Twitter stuff is pretty.
Well, I mean, like, that's pretty interesting. But I think the one that was more interesting that I actually learned about today was watching Josh's latest episode where he was receiving duty DMs. Nudie DMs.
Well, yeah, that's how I started my show yesterday, where I think that one of the things that we probably didn't anticipate when we entered in this the world of political or cultural punditry is that people want to see you fail. And I think that for instance, with the one I got, it was very suspicious because the only thing I'll ever DM people, like I mentioned before, is, hey, subscribe to my show, blah, 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 blah. This random girl on Instagram sends me something like that. And immediately I wrote back in caps, I am married. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't know, but which is bullshit because like I post my kid all the time in my stories, but whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. I said, it's okay. You know, basically like, don't let it happen again. And then she's like, oh, it's so cold here in Detroit. And then I think she wanted me to say something like, oh, it's very hot in Costa. It's very hot where I am or whatever, because then she could maybe screenshot that and then make it seem like I was responding to her picture from before something, right? I mean, maybe I'm paranoid, but either way.
Seems
so
fishy.
I mean, the whole thing was fishy, so I didn't say anything. And then I ignored her basically, and then she sent another picture and another picture. Oh, what do you think about this? And I'm like, what? This bitch is fucking crazy. Like, I'm not gonna say anything. So immediately I blocked her because I understood that right then and there. Like, okay, I'm not big or anything, but you know,
in the physical sense.
No, in the world of like podcasting or anything.
Wait, are we talking about dick pics again?
Dick pics.
No, in the world of podcasting, like I'm not very big or anything, but I think that there are these types of people who do want to see you fail, and like regardless, it was bad either way. Like if you're just a crazy bitch, don't send me that. I'm married. Respect that. Don't be a crazy person. Or it's a person that's trying to blackmail me or get me to. The thing is, I'm not a coomer. Like, I don't look at porn. I don't do any of those things. I don't follow women I don't know. I don't like pictures of women. None of those things, which if you're married or, you know, even if you're just in the dating scene, don't be a coomer. Don't be a coomer. Because if you cannot master your animalistic urges and desires, if you cannot conquer those things, then all of these predatory people, whether it be the porn industry or just women in general, they're going to have power over you. And as a man, you should never let these people have power over you. So immediately block this person. I'm very rarely offended, but like if I tell you I'm married and I'm not interested in this, don't antagonize me. So
it's like being offended in the old sense of the word, not the new. You know what I mean? Exactly. It's like I'm offended that I already said no.
I'm a man of honor.
Exactly.
I'm a man of honor and class, and you don't send me that shit.
Yeah.
So the more I thought about it in retrospect, the more I was like, okay, this was most likely someone who was trying to take me down. And I imagine every congressman, every politician, I guarantee you 99% of them are coomers, and I guarantee you all of them on both political parties, they have fallen for something like that for sure. And that's why they're persuaded to vote a certain, and a lot of the times it's like worse than, you know, what happened to me. A lot of the times it's like, you know, they're into like real illegal shit. And you know that they're all controlled because of that kind of blackmail. Like this happens to everyone. Do you know who it doesn't happen to? It doesn't happen to Tucker because he's clearly happily married and he has kids, and he's like a very boisterous, happy person. He looks healthy and young, even though he's in his 50s. It doesn't happen to him, but everyone else, it happens to all of them. Clearly. So, yeah, it
just sucks, man, because it's like, dude, like, you know, especially when you're, well, that's weird.
Yeah, everyone's screen froze
for a second.
Yeah, that was weird. Yeah, it was. It's just weird. It's like, you know, when you set boundaries, you know, with the social media shit, you know that there's going to be people that, Anthony Weiner.
That's true. Anthony Weiner would never. He never. You know. But that's the thing. Remember Madison Cawthorn? He was a rising star, even though he couldn't get up from his chair. He was a rising star in the Republican Party.
He was standing up for all of us.
Dude, they threw him out immediately when he didn't accept an invitation to an orgy with hookers and cocaine or whatever. And he not only didn't accept that invitation, but accidentally mentioned that on a podcast. They immediately primaried him, and he lost his election to some guy who has no one knows who the fuck he is. He had like 8,000 followers on Twitter or whatever, and he lost because he basically stood up to those kinds of perverted people. You know,
that's some like Bohemian Grove shit.
Yes, he said what he was not allowed to say, and you know that all of those people are invited to those parties. You know that they all get Epsteined. They all have secret cameras filming these sorts of events, and they have all of that blackmail stuff. And he didn't take the bait, so they primaried him, and he got kicked out. So it doesn't only happen to politicians. I guarantee you, it happens to, you know, political pundits and, you know, people like us and all of that. Because if you have any sort of success, and it could be like low level success, any sort of success, and you're moving the needle, they're going to try to take you down.
Well, I mean, and that's what's scary too, is because, you know, with the whole Russell Brand shit that just happened, them, you know, banning him from Twitter, or I mean, from YouTube, or suspending him or whatever, and I mean, he's liberal, so I mean, if they're going to take someone that's a 6 million subscriber channel on YouTube, makes them a lot of money, they're going to do it to him. They're going to do it to you.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. None of this is about money. I mean, we talked about the failure of Bros. Yeah. It doesn't matter anymore.
It's pushing
the money. The money doesn't matter. It's the message that matters. And
well, yeah, because they already have all the money, so now they have to push the culture and society in a certain direction.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they get their money from other means, you know, and if a little movie fails, no big deal. If no one watches CNN, not a big deal, because, you know, the clips that come out of CNN that they put all over Twitter and all that, that's worth the money that they put into it. So no one's actually watching it. The ratings are terrible, but there are clips, you know, that go around and you know, gain traction and all of that on social media. So they always, like, I'm sure Raytheon or whatever has a stake in NBC. You know what I mean? So again, if they can control the narrative through these apparatuses, then that's all that matters. The ratings don't matter. The failures don't matter. It's the reach that matters, and the machine that matters.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, if you want to go into a segue, which is why, you know, Elon Musk is probably buying Twitter. It's not because, you know, it's for reasons unknown. How about that? It's for reasons unknown. It's the ultimate version of owning the Washington Post, which Bezos owns. It's like, it's that times a million, and who knows what the fuck he's gonna do. But if you ask me, I don't trust Elon Musk, and I don't like him.
I have kind of a theory on why he out of nowhere did this, because he was going to do this back in April or May is when the whole thing started, and then there was a lawsuit because he was going to back out of it. So there's all this stuff, and so it was in the process of doing the lawsuit. And then my theory is that so on Twitter, he put up polls about Ukraine and Russia, and, you know, and all that, and it was going in a certain way, and then out of nowhere, it just seemed like bots came in and swayed the whole results of the poll. Yeah. And so he did another one, and then same thing happened. So, like, I think what it was is he was finally like, you know what, fuck it, I don't care if I got to pay the exact same amount, but I'm tired of these bots. I'm tired of all this shit that is, you know, getting in the way of the free speech that, you know, that he says that he wants. So I think it was just like, fuck it, I'll buy it. I don't give a fuck.
That's possible. I just don't think he makes decisions like that, from one day to the next.
I think a lot of it had to do. I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that he just kind of like was like in a corner when it came to the lawsuit, and like a matter of like you were obligated to pay this, and now you are backing out of it. You are forced to pay some type of a sum. He's like, I'm going to pay the full sum and take immediate control.
But he's gonna basically make this into some sort of platform that we're not even able to comprehend right now what it is. It's not going to be like Trump making Truth Social or anything like that. This is going to be a very sophisticated machine. And look, like the fact that Facebook, I don't have Facebook or anything like that anymore, but Facebook and what they built was something that the NSA could only dream of. Now imagine what Elon Musk is going to be capable of with something that's already built. And all he needs to do is add other pieces to it. So I can't theorize as to what it's going to be, but I can guarantee you it's going to be very sophisticated. I think that the free speech thing is a Trojan horse. I don't believe it. And this is about more of monitoring us and keeping tabs on people and all that. And what best way to do that than allowing everyone onto a platform rather than kicking them off,
I've had the same thought, honestly, when it came to like Elon Musk taking over. Like there was a huge amount of like people coming back to Twitter after Elon was even slightly interested. I can be guilty of this as well. I came back to Twitter after this. Like I had a Twitter account, deleted it, and then I was like, all right, well, you know what? I'm going to come back now that like Elon's in talks of like taking it over, thinking that like it was going to rectify whatever the fuck was wrong with Twitter beforehand. It was going to be
what Twitter used to be.
Right, but I mean, again, it's
maybe
probably a Trojan horse. He's probably gonna allow all these people back on Twitter, and you know what? Now they're not going to be in the dark corners of the internet. They're going to be on Twitter, and you're going to be able to monitor them. But again, we don't know what he has in store for Twitter. Like I look at Twitter right now, it's probably bare bones compared to what it's going to be with him.
Yeah, and the way that I feel is like, yes, obviously he's an elite. He's a billionaire. He's one of the most richest, men in the world. But at the same time, if you're going to put, Jack Dorsey or, the dude, I can't even fucking pronounce his name correctly from Twitter now. And then Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk, I'm probably going to trust Elon a little bit more.
Not me.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, because he's capable. Like Jack Dorsey actually didn't mean any harm. He just was not in control of his company anymore. And Elon is very capable.
Yeah.
And he has plans for the future. I don't think any of these other people are like visionaries.
And you also got to look at the
visionary. Tim Cook
you also got to look at the fact that Elon Musk also was trying to date Amber Heard for a while, so his judgment is a little flawed.
Elon Musk is a modern day Genghis Khan. So it's not like he's interested in her. He's trying to impregnate as many women as possible.
Just spread the seed. So that's all literally. It is.
Yeah, very few men right now that exist are capable of that, and he wants to be one of them. Look, all respect to him for that. So whatever.
Weren't you trying to say make babies or some shit?
Yeah, spread the seed, buddy.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. That's what I'm saying. Like he's trying to date and impregnate as many women as possible, and he has the means to do it.
No, I mean, obviously he's an elite. Obviously, there's, you can't trust anyone, perfectly. But at the same time, not everyone's perfect, and you got to like find the positives.
No, there aren't any. He's a transhumanist, and he keeps harping on about global warming because that's why his company exists. That's why Tesla exists. Tesla's very harmful to the environment. If we're going to talk about the environment, that car itself is a form of control. Like this is what people don't understand. A gasoline powered car built pre 2010 or whatever couldn't be controlled by remote control. So you owned that car. That was your car. No one can do anything with that car. Now, especially with these electric cars, If you don't pay your bills, it's going to drive away on it. What do you think the self-driving stuff is? It's not it's not for us. It's for them. They could drive it. They could take it away from you while you're sleeping. You know that the battery right now, you have to pay an extra $4,500 to unlock 80 more miles from it. Or the fact that you like everything right now is about it's
subscriptions.
Subscription based. Subscribe to Wrong Opinion, wrongop.gumroad.com. But everything is about subscriptions. Like, and BMW is testing out a feature where if you want heated seats in Europe, you're going to have to pay $30 a month. That's how everything is going. And when the World Economic Forum says you're going to own nothing and like it, they're not lying, and they all are taking it to heart. Elon Musk is doing it. They're all doing it, and that's the model for the future. That's the model for now. So, no, I don't trust him. I don't think his companies are good. I think that they only exist because they were heavily subsidized by the government to begin with. And what he is, he's a very charismatic salesman. That's what he is, and that's why people on the right, and this is a problem with people on the right, is anytime someone says something that's kind of that flatters them even slightly. Bill Maher said something that's on our side. We immediately open them with we welcome them. Hey,
we did the same thing when it came to Jon Stewart. Jon Stewart said some things that were like anti-vax, and like the whole thing when it came to like, we talk about the novel like a coronavirus that came from Wuhan.
Or Russell Brand. Russell Brand's doing it too.
Yeah, although he actually did get like banned.
I've met him a few times. He's fine. He means well, and he's not like a the worst person. But even like someone like Tim Dillon, all the conservatives are being fooled by Tim Dillon, the comedian. That motherfucker, when I got banned off Patreon, I DM'd him because before he even got big, I was like, hey, want to come on my podcast? We lived near each other. And he said, maybe soon, blah, blah, blah. So when I got banned because he's the biggest person on Patreon, I was like, dude, Patreon banned me for absolutely no reason for something like so-called hate speech. He wrote back to me. He said, I don't fuck like I know you guys fuck with me, but like I don't stand for what you stand for, and you hate gay people and you're white supremacists. He was telling me that to me, and I'm like, no, I'm not. No, I don't. I hate like when gay people try to groom kids, but I don't care about gay people, and I'm definitely not a white supremacist. So he wrote back to me, and then he blocked me.
Wait, aren't you Jewish?
Yes, and I said that to him, and he blocked me. Listen.
Like, I'm sorry, dude. That's just ridiculous.
Dude, Tim Dillon, all of the conservatives love him because he says things about Jeffrey Epstein, and he's flamboyant, and he's loud, and he's funny, and he's stealing Chris Farley's shtick.
I just like him because he's funny. Like, I don't like think his opinions on things are sound, but he makes some funny fucking jokes. Like,
yes, but I saw the true Tim Dillon, and everyone else will see him also. But that's my point: is we're like conservatives are very hungry and very thirsty for someone in the mainstream to like us. The fact that we have Donald Trump, it's amazing, but I guess it's not enough. And it's all these people are going to be a big letdown, and Elon Musk is going to be one of them.
Yeah. Do you think that Trump will join back up if he's allowed to?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Even though he's got the Truth Social stuff, and he said he wouldn't.
He said he won't.
Dude, okay, think about it like this. You're a businessman. You're Elon Musk, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. You want to have the biggest attraction in the world on your platform. You're going to buy Truth Social, and then they both come out as winners. They're not going to disclose how much it was bought for. Maybe nothing, right?
$1.
It could be whatever. It doesn't
$1
matter.
sale. $1 sale.
Is Twitter will buy Trump's company, and the financials maybe won't be disclosed. Maybe they'll have to, since Twitter's a publicly traded company. But either way, you're buying that platform for the sole purposes of bringing in the biggest attraction in the world right before the 2024 election. Are you kidding me? They're both showmen. This is what's going to happen, and I'm predicting it. I've predicted it before. I'm predicting it now. That's exactly what's going to happen. And Trump is saying this now. I'm not going back on Twitter. But if it's a victory, meaning Elon Musk buys his company, then of course he's going back on, and you have to before an election.
Well, yeah, no, I totally agree. I think Trump will go back. I think it was just, I was just kind of asking like your opinion. I think he'll be back, but
I think at the very least, Trump ads will be back. I don't think Trump will necessarily be back because I think he might be like that egotistical to where he might stay on his own platform. You don't think so? He's going
to because let's look at Steve Jobs for a second, who was very egotistical as well. When when Apple fired him, he made Next computers, which never actually went to market. Like he did his presentation of his next computer, but it never came out. Or maybe it did, but it was like a soft launch. I don't remember it coming out. And the way that he was brought back into Apple is Apple bought Next computers. So then he came back in like that, which they didn't necessarily have to do that, but he came out a winner that way. And it was basically good PR for everyone. So this would be good PR for everyone. This would be good PR for Twitter, for Elon Musk, for Donald Trump before the 2024 election.
And
so
also,
your theory, hold on, you're saying your theory is that Elon Musk buys Truth Social, and then therefore that's going to bring Trump back to Twitter.
Yes, and then Truth Social dissolves, but it comes out like he comes out as a winner, and that's how they bring Trump back in. Yeah,
but I mean, at the same time, I'm not on Truth Social. I know that you are, Shawn, but you were saying that when you post on Twitter, it immediately posts it to Truth Social, right?
No, Getter was similar to that, but Getter's bullshit too. Truth and Getter are both kind of bullshit when it comes to trying to like link up with Twitter. It just doesn't work.
Yeah. You know what? Again, back to conservatives making apps and all that. You know what they don't understand about Twitter is it's the town square, and you can't replace the town square that far behind. It's existed for over 10 years. You can't play catch up like that. And not only that, they're launching these apps without having any sort of trending page or anything, and that's imperative for being the town square. Truth Social launched. They don't even have DMs yet. You can't DM anyone. So, like, come on. You need to have a trending section, and you need to have that ability to position yourself to be the town square. But that's what Twitter is.
Well, then, what's your feelings on like Rumble and things like that? Because I mean,
I think it's like horrible user experience.
Oh yeah, no, the UI is.
I can't use it. I can't use it. Look, it's good they're doing it, I guess, but I can't use it.
So do you think if they fix that, especially because they just went public and and they have more money funding them and all that stuff now, like do you think that if they fix that and they go around that, do you think there's a chance for them to compete with YouTube?
Yeah, if I start hearing that there's a real way to make money off Rumble and the experience is amazing and all that, and like, again, the town square thing on YouTube, the algorithm was so powerful that if you watch something, it started to feed you things that you would like to watch. Whereas I don't know if Rumble really does that, and especially because it's kind of an echo chamber, and really it's mostly, from my recollection, mostly political. Like YouTube isn't all, it's everything. You want to look up a song, it's on YouTube. You want to listen to music, it's on YouTube. So if they become that, then I welcome it. But so far, with regards to social media, with regards to the Twitter knockoffs, the only good one was Gab, and they aren't allowed in the App Store or anything. So if Elon Musk comes from fixes it from the inside out and does whatever he does, I mean, like, he can make it. I still don't trust him, but he can make it what it was once.
Yeah, I can honestly agree with you on that one, Josh, whereas it comes down to like where Gab, I just recently made a Gab account, and like I was like, oh, this is kind of a great like platform, but it's all kind of like, it's all web based in the most part because
because they were kicked out. They were kicked out of that.
Yeah, they were kicked out of everything. And when it comes to Rumble, like Rumble seems like a great app. Like it's very smooth running on the phone or on the iPad or anything like that. But like the fact is that it's a problem when like you're trying to like view more things, because like it's all political based, or it's all just conservative related.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
that's the problem, because everything basically, like before on YouTube, you would get a little bit of everything. Like when it came to like your whole, oh, this is maybe what you're interested in, maybe this, maybe that. But like now when it comes, if you go to Rumble, everything's going to just be like, oh, you're conservative. This is what you want. This is what you want. Maybe you don't want only that.
Well, yeah, and like since I kind of run the uploading and doing all that stuff and whatever, I see it from a different point of view too. And with Rumble uploading, it is mostly only political content. And with learning how to do all, because I didn't go to school for fucking video editing or fucking any of this shit. All of it has literally Yeah, exactly. All of this has been, just getting to a point and being like, I don't know how to do this now. And then I go to YouTube and then I look up, oh, how do you do this on After Effects, or how do you do this on Premiere or whatever? And then, but I wouldn't think to go to Rumble and try and search that.
No. And I mean, so look, all power to them. I hope they do well. I hope Rumble does well and all that. It's just, I wouldn't hold my breath. I don't think I would buy the stock or anything like that. But the Elon Musk Twitter thing, I think, might be interesting, especially if my theory with how they get Trump back on happens, which I think is very likely.
I think it's a great theory.
Do you think they're going to invite anyone else back on, like Sargon of Akkad or Milo Yiannopoulos or even Alex Jones or any of these people?
Yeah. I think they'll all come back on.
I don't think Milo's going to come back.
No. They'll invite him, but he won't. Milo is very, very spiteful. Like Milo will not go back on.
Yeah, the Milo just being like I don't know, the very confrontational gay that he is. He's not going to go back.
No. He's not going back on there, but like he'll be able to if he wants.
Yes, he'll have the invitation.
Yeah.
So, what was the last thing that you had over there, Shawn?
I had things.
Kanye West.
I remember you had the Kanye West White Lives Matter stuff.
Sure. I can bring that up here if you want to talk about that.
And yes, Milo is like a spiteful woman.
Yeah, in the best way possible. We all love Milo.
Yeah, exactly.
So obviously, like we have the initial post, which was like White Lives Matter. It's like you always liked Kanye West guys, and then they show this image here where it's all just like white conservative guys, American flags, glasses, the whole bit. Who do
they think consumes rap music?
I don't know who they consumes rap music.
I'm saying like these people posting this. America still is mostly white. All these rappers are really rich because of white people. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure, it's a great point.
It just makes me laugh, dude, because it's like okay, yes, I agree with what he's wearing, and I like Candace Owens, to a point, but it's like, does anyone not realize that he's just fucking I can't fucking think of the word right now, too much whiskey, but like he is a contrarian.
Same here.
Yeah, no one could tell, Shawn. He's just contrarian. Like back when the Bush stuff was going on, and he's on that video during the Hurricane Katrina stuff with Mike Myers, and he goes, George Bush doesn't like black people.
Yeah. Very clearly.
Dude,
I think
Mike Myers' face is fucking priceless.
Yeah, but I think anything to break the programming. I like how he's taking. This is a very Trump thing. He's taking credit for ending Black Lives Matter. Everyone knows that Black Lives Matter was a scam. Now it's over. You're welcome. That's a very Trump thing. Like he's kind of taking credit for it. But I think being a contrarian in the NPC times we're living in is very important. So if it's Kanye, great. He's one of the most. He's one of the most famous people on earth right now, and the fact that he's kind of on our side, and he can flip flop and fluctuate, fine. But for now. That might seem contradictory to what I was just saying before of like, oh, we welcome everyone because we're so excited. But he's been pretty consistent for the last, 6 years or so.
Yeah. And, he's kind of like the straight black Milo with the contrarian shit. Cause I mean, Milo is very contrarian with a lot of things. So, I mean,
he just tries to push people's buttons, I think.
Yeah, but that's good. That's good. Everything is very mundane right now. Everything is very carefully constructed with anything anyone ever says right now. That's what was refreshing about Trump. Like you couldn't polish anything he was saying. So everything everyone is saying is very polished. And that's why I think it's very important for, people like him or Kanye or Trump, and these people are very much needed right now. There's a reason why they're very popular right now. It's because people inherently are thirsty for these kinds of figureheads. We should have more of them. And
they're just tired of the fake bullshit that has been said for years.
Yeah, exactly. So they're not the most eloquent. I don't care about anyone being eloquent. Like as long as you're honest and you're brash, then great. We need you.
Wait, hold on. You're saying that you don't care about anyone being spicy? That's
no.
No, he loves spicy.
I like spicy. I'm saying I don't need people to be eloquent or polished or anything like that. Like I don't need a politician to act like a politician or a celebrity to act like a celebrity. Yeah. I'm past that point.
That's like when I've told you, Shawn, before, but when I didn't like Trump at first, but then when he was on that Republican debate and Megyn Kelly asked him about calling women like cows or beasts or whatever he said, and he says, "Oh, only Rosie."
Yeah, only Rosie O'Donnell.
That's it.
I was like, that's not the polished response that you're supposed to have to that question. I was like, this guy's awesome.
That's when he won, even though that was literally the first moment of the first debate. That's when he won. He sucked the air out of the room.
He was so fucking honest.
You could hear a pin drop. Like people are like, "Oh shit, he fucking said it."
Yeah.
He was too fucking honest.
That's the thing. Like, hey, anyone watching, if you want to be successful in life, just be honest. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why these shows are necessary. It's because we're supposed to try to give people the gumption to have the balls to say whatever you want.
Yeah. Well, okay. So what's your opinion on the kind of the conservative side? Republicans with the election coming up with Trump and DeSantis.
DeSantis is not going to run against him.
Yeah.
No. Honestly, I think that he's not going to run against him. I think if anything, Trump might run with DeSantis. That would be a winning ticket, in my opinion. But it's not like the favorable ticket.
But DeSantis, what people don't get is he is that polished politician. He's not to be. Look, I never trusted Pence. I wouldn't trust DeSantis.
Yeah.
But if DeSantis, look, this is why DeSantis is going to beg to be his VP, and this is why it might happen, because this is not like you're running on the first term where you're going to have to be a VP for potentially 8 years. This is only 4 years. So then after that, like he literally would have the baton. If he does everything right, the baton would be passed to him, and then he can be president in literally 4 years. So he would be dumb to run against Trump. It would strategically, if you were thinking about like strategy, that's why all these conservatives.
House of Cards.
Yeah, I mean, but that's why all these conservatives who are like, he needs to run now in 2024. What are you, a retard? Trump is going to run. Trump is going to win. And you need the best outcome for DeSantis would be to run as a VP. That's the best.
Yeah, and it's also one of those things too, where it's like DeSantis might have some of the mannerisms where he talks with his hands like this a little bit. He like some of the Trumpisms.
He is trying to do that, yeah.
A little bit, but at the same time, he knows that if he goes on the debate stage against Trump, he's gonna get obliterated.
Yeah, because the reason is because Trump is unpredictable.
Yeah, he's like, I don't care if you want to be my VP. I don't care if we have the same opinions on a lot of stuff and the same policies and what we're gonna do. I'm going to win.
Yeah, that's and again, that's why he's gonna go back on Twitter the way I said he is.
Yeah.
But there's no way he's gonna run. DeSantis is no, like Mike Pence
not as president.
No,
as president.
Right. No, as VP he will, but you don't run as VP or chosen.
Well, yeah, which I think it would be a great idea for Trump and DeSantis both on that. A Trump DeSantis.
That's going to be the winning ticket, in my opinion. Even though it's not the favorable ticket.
Yeah.
Well, who would you want?
Not Trump as like the leading guy, to be honest. To be perfectly honest, I wouldn't want Trump as the main guy just because of the fact that he's so divisive amongst the entire country.
Yeah, that's literally why you need him.
How could you say that?
Yeah, I know, but like I'm saying that because of the fact that like DeSantis is like the politician that Trump could have been.
No. Trump is a wrecking ball, and we need that. Like, you know how bad things are? That's what we need. We need a wreck, and we didn't need it for just 4 years. We needed it for 8 years. We needed it for. He needs to be God Emperor of the United States, and that's what needs to happen. No, seriously.
You are correct, sir. Yes.
Yes.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
Like, we need a massive wrecking ball. We can't go back to the days of just normal politicians. We need someone to come in with a sledgehammer and just knock everything down. You know, one of Trump's executive orders was to make every federal building from here on out back in the style of like Greco-Roman architecture. And you know, if he was God Emperor, he would be able to do that not only in DC but in the whole country. And that's like, look, what we're experiencing now with Biden is the plan that they've had all along, but very fast. You know, we're seeing all the changes. It's very apparent. Whereas before it was supposed to be drip, drip, drip. It was supposed to be very slow. You would have never noticed it. It's happening really, really fucking fast right now because they're playing catch up. And that's why you need a wrecking ball. You need Trump. You need Trump to come in. And I'm not, but like, if you think I'm kidding that he needs to be God Emperor of the United States, like, I am not kidding. It's over.
God Emperor is the new title for president. I appreciate it.
The United States is over. If you think we're gonna be able to fix it with like, oh, every 4 years we're gonna vote for some guy. Like, no, it's unfixable. But the empire is done.
It also comes from like what I was saying with Hollywood and the nostalgia stuff and new media and not understanding how to be viral. And so them just bringing back other shit. It's the same shit with Biden, where he's trying to go back to that old way of doing things. And it's just like, dude, you shit your pants. You can't ride a bike
in front of the Pope, nonetheless.
Yeah, like you can't ride a bike. Like what? Like, why are we going back to this?
Well, that is Joe Biden is exactly like the what's her name? The fat lady we were talking, Lizzo.
Lizzo.
He's exactly like Lizzo playing the flute. It's meant to humiliate the United. It's
heartfelt.
It's a humiliation ritual. The demise of the United, like, they're laughing. They're like, oh, we can put in this guy. Oh, Fetterman, we can put in that guy. He's even worse than Biden. He's younger, but he's worse than Biden.
You mean Fetterwoman?
Fetterman, the guy running for Senate against.
Listen, I live in Pennsylvania. Yeah. I've been so involved in like listening to all this bullshit about Fetterman and like Oz and all this nonsense.
They're both shit. They're both garbage.
Yeah, it's a lose-lose no matter how you look at it when it comes to Pennsylvania.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that the fact that he didn't step down and they put in a competent politician means that they're admitting politicians don't matter. That it's really just a figurehead and it's a name and that's it. It's a brand. They can put in anyone. So they put in Biden, they put in Fetterman, they put in any of these people that are complete. Like, we can clearly see you're incompetent and you're not able to, run a fucking Subway. You know, you're not a Pizza Hut or whatever. You're not competent for that.
Come on, man.
It's a humiliation ritual. That's what it is. It's the Lizzo playing the crystal flute, shitting on our past. So we need a wrecking ball.
Yeah, it's high time to break shit up because America has been an experiment. It's been in capitalism and in the constitutional republic and all this stuff, and it's like it's come to the point where it's like, okay, people have figured out how to game the system and how to get the most influence out of illegal ways and in fucking shady ways, and it's like, no, we need to break it up now. We need to rethink all this shit.
Well, yeah, I mean, what really would need to happen is for it to be a completely nationalistic country that produces its own things and doesn't rely on the world. when countries rely on the rest of the world, that's how you can manipulate the supply chain. That's how you can manipulate, you can create famines out of nothing when really there doesn't need to be a famine. You can create energy crises. You can do all of these things, which Trump even said would happen, and he was trying to reverse. So we need that. Like, we need to go back to being a completely nationalistic country, close the borders, all of that. And you can only do that if someone took over the country and was God Emperor. You can't do it.
You're not far off from saying that for sure. Because I mean, like, at one point in the early like Clinton presidency, like with Bill Clinton, he was all about like just protecting the borders and like correcting like all those types of things.
Dude,
and
he came up with "Make America Great Again."
Oh, I was gonna bring that up.
No, he came up with.
Yeah, he did. He did. You're right.
I think Ronald Reagan actually did.
Oh, he said it first. Okay, I'm just saying, like,
so,
even Clinton said it. You know what I mean?
Ronald Reagan, I think, came up with "Make America Great." I think.
And then again.
Trump added
again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta load them max.
But yeah, that's what needs to happen. What else needs to happen is whoever watches this needs to subscribe to Wrong Opinion, wrongop.gumroad.com.
Yes.
I'm really good at what I do.
You are, and we appreciate you. I'm subscribed to Wrong Opinion, and
great guy, Shawn.
Yeah, I appreciate you, buddy. I appreciate you. I thank you for joining us today.
Hey, what about me over here? I know
you're a host. You're a host.
Yeah, you're down there. I appreciate you too.
I don't send dick pics, but you know.
No, you're a great guy too, Ian. But you got to go bash your.
All right, so can I share some like comments real quick? Like when it came to like all right, so I was told to like I was gonna slap my wife or something like that. I was like, I'm gonna slap you. This is excuse me, ... and then like a bunch of question marks. I was like, it's part of the show, LOL.
No, don't tell her that.
Well, it's part of the show. It's fucking part of the show. And she's like, okay. I'm like Josh told us to instigate like via text. She's like, I don't get it, but you'll have to explain later, which I will. I will thoroughly.
Yeah, you
thoroughly.
slap her around, and then
I will show her why I need to slap her around.
Yeah, when she's crying, you're now do you understand? Now do you understand?
Yeah, I won't leave you.
Do you get it now? Do you get it now?
I won't leave you out on an island by yourself, Shawn. I said, you up? We are trolling our wives right now.
Yeah, this is like I'm just slapping the shit out of my wife.
Oh no, you guys, come on. You guys are losing it. You guys are both drunk. It's embarrassing. Ian, subscribe to Wrong Opinion.
I will.
WrongOP.
I will. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it right now. Hold on, wait. So it's wrong. OP.
Yeah. .gumroad.com.
.gumroad.com.
What's so hard about that?
I'm trying to type it in so I could put it right there.
Oh, okay. You were making a banner. I get it.
I do things.
There you go. I'm proud of you guys.
I know things.
You guys.
Hey, Jamie, throw that up for me real quick.
You guys have grown so much as young men in the past 2 hours and 4 minutes and 13 seconds.
No, dude, I'm pretty stuck.
Josh, okay, I'm ahead of you when it comes to kids. All right, I'm one ahead of you.
Yeah, you know.
You are. But there's work in progress. You know,
work in progress. All right, I'll take work in progress, but I'm saying that like I got a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old. I'm ahead of the game right now. Let's go, buddy.
Where's your 0-year-old? Where's that?
My 0-year-old. That's coming up soon.
Okay, good.
Okay, I do have a question. So since you've been on InfoWars, okay, have you met Alex Jones? Talked with him? You have. Okay, is he as crazy? Shawn doesn't have any of those.
No shampoo, zero shampoo, never ever shampoo. Ever.
Zero shampoo.
I'm kidding. I don't do that. That's
so
crazy.
Is he as outlandish in person as he is?
What you see is what you get. But the thing is like he's frantic. I mean, the last time I was there was when he was being sued. He was going in and out of court, going back to InfoWars, and it was very crazy. I was actually sick with mono. I didn't know, but I had mono then, and I was like very nervous and very drained. And I by the time I came back to Costa Rica, I was in my bed for 3 weeks. I couldn't move, but I was there.
So
like,
much kissing.
Energy, my what's it called? Not the energy, but like what's it called when you
testosterone?
No.
Homophobia?
Yes. No.
You're a fag.
No, dude. My
take a dick pic right now.
Yeah. Send a dick pic or you're a fag right now.
Adrenaline. My adrenaline.
Oh, okay. Of course.
I was trying to remember that word. My adrenaline was through the roof, and to see Alex come in and out and be like, when I come in, I need a Western song. When I sit down, I need and like he's like directing his show while the show is happening. Like in the breaks, he's like in the control room, coming in and out of the control room. No, that's him. That's him. But like he's a commander,
Okay. Okay. With asking that, do you have any? Since you've met him and since you've seen him in person and all that, do you have a certain, because everyone likes to do an Alex Jones impression. Do you have anyone that is above the rest that you've seen?
Who I know people do it all the time.
I mean, obviously Rogan because he's friends with him.
No, I've heard someone better.
Me personally, it's Crowder.
Oh, I haven't heard his.
Okay,
it's okay.
I'm glad you said you haven't heard it. Hold on. Here we go. This is a bit that he did on. I don't know if you watched Louder with Crowder too much.
Nah.
I like the comedy. It's funny. But he just did this a couple of days ago. It's pretty goddamn good. Let me see.
He needs to stop wearing those.
Weather like today?
Rainy, with a chance of floods and tornadoes caused by government-operated weather weapons. I have seen the FEMA camps.
So I wear a jacket?
Synthetic fabrics are harvested from the earth. Babies, I've seen the video. I got you a space blanket.
Why not an umbrella?
For the simple fact that the umbrella can't protect you from electromagnetic mind control. 5G. I have seen the studies. Interdimensional clockwork else.
Okay, but I have to go to the store. Which reminds me, put breakfast sausage on my shopping cart. Add it to cart.
I will not add that to your shopping list because sausages are made from pig humanoid hybrids. The emissions turn your dog gay. I've seen the studies.
Okay, but what am I supposed to eat?
Eat my Patriot Supply. High quality emergency food. They have breakfasts, desserts, pizzas that don't fund a cabal of lizard pedophiles. 25-year shelf life. You need it to survive the post-human techno-apocalypse. I know what I'm talking about. I've seen the studies. I'll show you the papers.
Okay, add that to my cart. Wait, post-human. Alexa, you're not human.
Damn it, I'm just a cog in the machine of the satanic robo-elite reptile axis. And I smell sulfur. Who put sulfur in here? Who put sulfur in this beer? I smell sulfur. I am a robot. I don't have blood pumping through my veins.
Go to prepwithcrowder.com.
Okay. I thought that was.
I think it's too on the nose. You know who has the best impression of him, and he's not even trying to do it because he's sounding like himself, is Liver King. Liver King sounds like Alex Jones.
Dude, he's hilarious.
You're right. Like without even trying, he sounds exactly like Liver King.
Yeah.
And to be completely honest, I take the ancestral supplements. They're not bad.
Okay, so the beef liver ones don't do anything for me, but that's maybe because I'm not lacking in those minerals. But the one I have been taking in the past few weeks, it's like ancestral minerals or something.
Yeah. It's like electrolytes type of thing.
It has like magnesium, it has sodium and other stuff, and potassium and all that.
Yeah.
And since I started taking those, I haven't had to wake up in the middle of the night to pee or anything. It's really weird.
It's those, the tallow, and the brain.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that I've been good on.
Those are good.
I'm good on the testicles.
Yeah. The other one that's good that they do is I forget what it's called, but it's specifically for men. That one's good too.
Yeah.
It's like in a black bottle. Yeah.
It's one of those things like, yeah, he's kind of a, crazy personality and, and whatnot, but
he's a mascot. That's what he is. He's a mascot.
But, it's.
I was always very curious about Liver King. I think Josh, like me and you have shared a few like memes back and forth about like Liver King and whatnot. And it's just like, it's very interesting to kind of think that like people are still kind of like, what's the deal with this guy? Is he like legit? Is he real? It doesn't really matter whether he's like really authentic.
I don't care. The fact of the matter is like there are people I know that don't like him and try to troll him and all that. People who are into fitness, but he's a net positive. If he's out there promoting certain things, and if you hear what he's saying, and if it's good advice, then I think he's a net positive, and it doesn't matter. And sometimes adults need mascots because everyone's a child now, and that's what he is. He is a mascot. Like he is a mascot for adults. Huh?
Adult Happy Meals.
It goes back to that. That's what it is. I mean, I don't need someone to talk to me like that or a mascot like that. But the masses, I guess, do, and I think he is a net positive in that, manner.
Yeah, I mean, it is, all clickbait now too. So I mean, you see that personality, or you see that like the Liver King, or like whatever. So it draws you to that. So it's all marketing. It's all PR stuff. So I mean, there's that aspect of it. But then when you get down to the actual products or the actual supplements or whatever, then you're like,
it's good. It's good.
Every time I get a Liver King like post on Instagram, I'm always kind of like intrigued to watch it, just gonna see what's gonna happen. Like it's always a little bit kind of like, oh, what's the next thing he's gonna do right now? It's always like a matter of like he's just kind of doing something as Josh put it, as a mascot, where it's like, hey, look, I'm full of testosterone. This is what I do. This is the manly thing to do. But is it really like what people are thinking? It's just kind of like it's the modern thing.
Look, as long as some people are being psyoped by some good advice, then that's all that matters,
Yeah.
Like his stuff is supposed to make you feel like you're lazy. People need to feel like they're lazy, like they're worthless pieces of shit, because most people are, and I think
they
that
work up.
Yeah, I mean, that's how men get motivated too. Like we're not like women where we need positive affirmation stuff, like, oh, everyone's a winner, like, no, men need to be told you're a piece of shit, you're lazy, go do something about it.
Yeah, I mean, even with the network and this Til Death Podcast network stuff and all that, like it's obviously, when Shawn and I started doing Whiskey Capitalist, it pushed me to get more stuff done and start working a little harder on it. Because when it's just me and my wife doing our podcast, then it's a little different. It's just the two of us, whatever, and it's just us. But then when doing it with someone else, then it also pushes you to that level. And then now we're gonna have Shawn's Sippin with Shawn, his own solo stuff going on with it. So that's another show going on. And then we have another guy. He's been a guest on our live streams a couple of times. He joins our Twitter Spaces every Mondays and all that. And he's called Movies America, and he does movie reviews and everything. I think like once a week, and he's going to be brought onto the network also. So with all that coming in here, it makes me like, shit, I gotta fucking pump up my game, and I gotta like start doing more shit. So it makes me feel lazy right now, and then I'm like, okay, cool, I can do this.
Yeah, good. That's good.
Yeah, and we'll have 4 different shows. It'll be husband and wife, us doing our stuff. So it'll be those conversations and comedy in that way, and also having the Whiskey Capitalist. It takes us away from talking to our wives about all the politics stuff. So it kind of saves our marriage a little bit. But like, it allows us to have another avenue this way. And then Sippin with Shawn, Shawn, you can do your stuff that has nothing to do with, any of the things that I talk about. So you don't have to, drink any cranberry juice while we're talking, because, on your period. And then movies, he does all the movie reviews, so it brings so much more content and 4 different avenues of people coming in,
What is it, your period?
Exactly.
But yeah, and then obviously having awesome guests like you on there. Is there smoke that you feel in your ass right now?
What?
Is there smoke you feel blowing up your ass right now?
No,
as we're talking about how great of a guest you are?
No. I it's good. You need to be doing that.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think we can probably wrap this one up, Ian. Yeah. So we can probably move forward with that and just kind of like throw some links up there. And like Josh, if you want to throw a few links or just kind of like mention
Gumroad.
Gumroad. Exactly. Go ahead.
That's it.
wrongop.gumroad.com. And then you are just Josh Lekach, just like the way it's spelt on your title right there.
Yeah, on Instagram and Twitter, and Instagram banned me from messaging people for 24 hours. So if you message me,
You did a great job. That means.
Yeah.
Thank you for promoting.
Yeah. So, well, all right, y'all. Thank you for tuning into the Whiskey Capitalist podcast. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, follow, and comment down below to help out with that algorithm on YouTube. Also, make sure to check out solo.to/thewhiskeycapitalist for all of our links and how to stay in touch with us. Also, check out bit.ly/thewhiskeycapitalist merch, which, just in case anyone is on here and wants to see what we have, let's see. What do we have? Oh, no, not story
time. No,
we have end of quote, repeat the line, the Joe Biden shirt. We also have our little jagged text paint splat logo, Stranger Things logo, because that's just fucking cool. And
we did a whole episode about Stranger Things as well.
It was the Game of Thrones one is coming up at some point too.
That's a whole another one that's going to come up.
Have you been watching House of the Dragon or any of that shit?
Josh? Yeah, you?
No,
you don't.
You don't consume.
Not that, no.
And then we also have our Whiskey Capitalist main logo shirt going on right there. But make sure to check out again. That is bit.ly/thewhiskeycapitalist merch. If you need any digital design or anything like that, go to solo.to/tildeathstudios, and this guy will take care of it. Solo.to/Til Death Podcast. That is me and my wife's podcast that we have on this Til Death Podcast network. It's what started it all. And then Shawn can give you a little bit more info about his show that's going to be brought to the network soon.
Yeah, the solo.to/I'm Shawn Cav is all my links as well.
You want to try that one more time?
Solo.to/I'm Shawn Cav is all of my links, and I'm going to be doing a live stream on Fridays, I don't know, around happy hour, I suppose, where I'm going to be doing like just kind of like whatever is kind of like happening that week or so. So yeah, it's one of those things that's going on currently, and it's going to be part of the Til Death Podcast. What do you guys?
At the currently.
At the currently.
They're very good clips.
I'm gonna go eat steak.
And then also we have at Movies America, www.moviesmerica.com. He's going to be joining on the network as well, doing all of.
He can't make a fool of himself right now.
Yeah, exactly. He's not allowed to make a fool just yet. But yeah, so I think that was a good.
I'm kind of retarded.
No, yeah, both of us.
Well, me particularly.
I'm there too, you know. But anyways, with that, we are going to sign off for the night, and we'll catch you next time on the Whiskey Capitalist podcast, guys. Thank you very much, Josh, for joining us.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Definitely. Take care. Bye.
Bye.